From Art Keller Field in Kenosha, it's Carthage College football this afternoon as the Carthage Redmen entertain the Millikin University Big Blue. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into our broadcast. The 5-2 Carthage Redmen trying to bounce back from a tough loss sustained last week in Bloomington, a 13-10 loss to the hands of nationally ranked Illinois Wesleyan. That handed the Redmen their second conference loss of the season and puts the season in perspective here. A win today, the Redmen continue to control their own destiny as far as gaining a share of first place in the CCIW. They have games remaining at North Central next week and a home game against North Park. Meanwhile, Millikin coming in at 6-1, 4-1 in the CCIW, half game behind North Central, sitting at 5-1 in the league, and Millikin with that 4-1 mark, tied with Illinois Wesleyan coming into action here today. So this is a big ball game for Millikin. If they pick up the win today, they control their own destiny. They still have a game remaining with Illinois Wesleyan and a shot at a conference title. Well, last week the Redmen got off to a good start. They opened up a 10-0 lead on Illinois Wesleyan on the road. Manny Jones catching a 10-yard touchdown toss from Kyle Freiberg. Lance Unland adding a 20-yard field goal late in the second quarter. Redmond had a 10-0 lead at the half. But things started to fall apart for the Redmen early in the third quarter. Facing fourth down inside their own 2-yard line, Redmond forced to punt the football away, and it was Chase Bandolik getting the block on the Mike Candry punt. And so that was recovered in the end zone. That touchdown brought the Wesleyan Titans back to a 10-7 deficit, and then they got a touchdown pass late in the third quarter. Brandon Bauer to Zach Walsh made it a 13-10 score. Redmond thought they had the go-ahead 50-yard touchdown as Javon Stricker caught a 50-yard pass from Kyle Freiberg late in the fourth quarter, but that was called back for a holding call. Redmond were able to stop the Titans, got the ball back with under a minute and no timeouts left. But then Freiberg tossing an interception with 30 seconds left, ending any hopes of a comeback victory for the Redmen. Freiberg was 22 of 36 for 252 yards, the touchdown, a pair of sacks. Jamel Davis was the leading ball carrier, 17 carries for 38 yards. And Manny Jones with 3 receptions for 63 yards. Another strong game defensively for Chantrell Garner. 9 tackles, 3 tackle for loss, and a sack in that contest on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Titans' Brandon Bauer went 14 of 26 for 205 yards and a touchdown. Morgan Alexander, 22 carries for 19 yards. The Titans with 5 net rushing yards on the day as those 2 sacks taking back what was gained by Morgan Alexander. Zach Walsh had the hot hand, 6 receptions, 96 yards, and a touchdown for the Titans. It was a costly victory for the Redmen. Going into that ball game, they had already were without their offensive lineman Joe Godlewski, normally their starting left guard, and their long snapper on special teams. Godlewski out with a thumb injury, will miss the game again today, but 2 more players on that offensive side went down for the Redmen. It was the wide receiver James Cobbs III sustaining a hip injury in that ball game against Illinois Wesleyan. He will be held out of today's contest. And also losing fullback Garrett Pinkel. Pinkel out with a arm injury sustained in the game against the Titans, so he is not available today. So we shall see how that plays out offensively. Redmond come in as the 4th best scoring offense in the league at 31 points. They're averaging 181 yards in the air, 145 on the ground, and very, very stable at 40% on third down. Meanwhile, defensively, that's where they're hanging their hat this season. They are the #1 pass defense in the league at 139 yards per game, giving up just 13 points, only allowing 74 yards rushing. That is 3rd in the conference. Their total defense of 214 yards is good for tops in the CCIW, as well as ranked 5th nationally in NCAA Division III. And they're holding opponents to just 22% on third down, and they have performed 20 sacks so far this season. The defense has been the healthier side of the football. Cedric Fry and Pete Laughlin up front have done their jobs. We talk about Chantrell Garner and what he has meant in that linebacker and secondary core. And then you add in the overcoming the injury to Virgil Young, Albert Rogalski at corner, doing an outstanding job for the Redmen there. Their opponent this afternoon, the Millikin Big Blue, surprisingly off to a 6-1 record, 4-1 in conference play. This team knocked off Wheaton earlier this season at home on a last-second victory. They also defeated Rose-Hulman, a playoff team from a year ago. In their ball game last week, they raced out to a 28-21 halftime lead and then had to hang on 56-35 over Carroll University. In that ball game, Nico Stepina, their quarterback, threw for 280 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also had 7 rushes for 37 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. The freshman running back, Jazante Howard, with 162 yards and a touchdown in that contest. And Jordan Smith continues to sparkle at wide receiver. He has caught 8 balls for 139 yards and 3 touchdowns. With 10 touchdowns on the season, he is 1 touchdown away from tying Jeff Query for the all-time season mark in Millikin football history. He needs 4 more touchdowns to establish a new mark in the CCIW as far as touchdown receptions in a single season. So that's what the Redmen will have to contend with here today. Nico Stepina, who's thrown for 1,900 yards. He's also rushed for 280 yards, and he is going to be a threat back there, although this win today might favor the Redmen just a little bit. They are number 2 in scoring at 39 points per game, 290 yards passing, first in the conference. They have rushed for 153 yards. Third down efficiency, 43%. Last week they were 7 of 12 on third down. And defensively, they do give up points and they do give up yardage. 26 points per game allowed, almost 250 yards passing and giving up 107 on the ground. Opponents are gaining a third down at a 33% clip. So this is a team that will give up points, but they do have, as I said, some particular players to pay attention to. Jordan Smith, the wide receiver, at 34 receptions and 10 touchdowns. He's a 6'4" receiver. That may present some problems for 5'10" Albert Rogalski and 5'9" Connor Calvert, the starting corners for the Redmen. Defensively, they have a couple of good players on each part of the football. Up front, Quintez Wright, their captain, a junior, 6'1", 230 pounds, was a second-team all-conference selection a year ago. 31 tackles, 10 tackle for losses this season. In the linebacking core, Nakia Everett is their leader there, one of the co-captains for this team, has 43 tackles, 6 tackle for losses, coming off an 80-tackle season a year ago. And in that secondary, a couple of players to keep an eye on. Daniel Jackson, the sophomore, 6', 170 at safety. He has 3 fumble recoveries and 1 forced fumble on the year. And Demetrius Loper, he was the special teams MVP for Millikin a season ago, a 5'8", 160-pound junior at the corner, a tackling machine. Last year, 48 tackles to go with 3 interceptions on the year. So this will be an interesting battle here today. As we said, weather will play a part. Gusty west-northwest winds today, kind of a crosswind across Keller Field today, could pose some problems for the passing game for both teams. We'll pause and take a break. When we come back, we'll visit with head coach Mike Yeager in the tunnel and get his thoughts on today's ball game as the pregame continues from Keller Field in Kenosha. Carthage football this afternoon, the Redmen taking on the Millikin Big Blue on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP.
Welcome back to Art Keller Field, everyone, as we get set for Carthage football this afternoon. The Redmen entertaining the Millikin Big Blue, and joined now by head football coach Mike Yeager. Mike, last week a very big defensive struggle, typical CCIW game, 13-10, the final score down at Illinois Wesleyan, but I thought it was probably the most physical game I've seen in this league in quite some time.
Yeah, no, I think both defenses obviously played pretty well. At the end of the day, they just made more plays to win the game.
And one real big play that stood out, obviously, was the block punt.
Yeah, no, we didn't have great protection on that, and they did a nice job getting a hand on it. And anytime you give up a block kick, your chances of winning a game go down dramatically.
Knowing, hindsight being 2020, did it ever cross the minds of the coaches to maybe take the safety at that point and free kick it out of there just to preserve the way the defense had been playing all day?
No. We felt good that we could get the protection. We just didn't get it done. That we could punt it out 30, 40 yards and stop them on defense.
Other than that, defense played a very exceptional ball game. 5 yards rushing, I think, is what Illinois Wesleyan ended up with. So you have to at least be pleased with what was taking place up front.
Yeah, no, I think defensively we played pretty darn well. We had one bad series where they got a couple pass routes on us, but besides that, they played really well. We just got to play better in all the other phases.
And their defense was probably the best we've faced all year as well. Just by looking at the way they throttled the run back, made us a one-dimensional team, unable to really get the ball downfield. Although you scored 10 points, and getting that field goal, I think, late in the second quarter really helped.
Well, yeah, they do a great job, and I think that their game plan was to destroy our run, which they did by loading the box. And in terms of our pass ability, made it tough. We lost some guys in the middle of the game, so we had to adjust as best we could. And just made it really tough on our offense.
Yeah, you did lose a couple of key players in that ball game. James Cobbs left the ball game early in the first quarter, and then you lost Garrett Pinkel, the fullback, in the second half.
Yeah, no, it made it tough. James Cobbs is a great player. When you lose him, you build your game plan around that type of guy. And then in the second half, when you wanted to run the ball, you lost your fullback. So it was a challenge, and unfortunately we couldn't get it done in terms of the points on the board, but hopefully it'll be better this week.
Now, what's the status for Cobbs and Pinkel this week?
I don't think we'll have either of them today, so we'll see what happens.
So that means going with the double tight end, two tight end, Wiggum and Wells, kind of what you call your jumbo package.
Well, we'll do a lot of different things, to try to change it up to make it tough on Millikin defense.
Speaking of Millikin, I think they're the surprise of the league this year. They come in on a 4-game winning streak. They've defeated 2 playoff teams already this year, Rose-Hulman in the non-conference and knocking off Wheaton at home. And what stands out when you look at the Millikin film?
Well, they probably have the best player in the league. Nico Stepina, the quarterback, is unbelievable. He's passing for almost 300 yards a game. He's rushing for about 30 yards a game, but it's really higher when you take out the sacks. He's a great player. He's a Division I transfer, and he's a difference maker. And people are really having trouble stopping him.
It's a young team. They're rebuilding, and they're getting it done with the younger players.
Well, it's mostly juniors and seniors. It's really not that young. It is a new coaching staff, but they do have some older guys. It's mostly juniors, seniors that are doing a good job for them.
And talk about Stepina, 2,200 yards of offense already this year, as you mentioned, both in the air and on the ground. But Jazante Howard, the freshman running back, has been exceptional, 378 yards. He's averaging almost 8 yards a carry.
Yeah, no, their run game's been solid. They're doing some nice things on offense. Anytime you have a quarterback like that, it's going to make it tough because you got to do some things to protect against the pass a little bit, and it opens up the run game.
It's going to really test your secondary here today with the way he's able to pass. So the pass rush has to obviously be there.
Yeah, it's going to test all 3 levels. You got to have a pass rush. You have to have sound tackling from the linebackers. You got to have great coverage from the defensive backs. It's going to be a huge challenge today.
One of the guys on the pass rush who's had a couple of good weeks in a row has been Cedric Fry. He has just been fantastic, locking down the run game. Both he and Laughlin last week really did a nice job, I thought, containing the run against Illinois Wesleyan.
Yeah, no, our D-line's played very, very well all year long, and especially Ced. He's starting to become a dominant player.
Now, the secondary, you've had some injury back there, but it seems to have settled down a little bit, particularly at the one corner. Virgil Young still trying to get back onto the field by injury, but Rogalski has done a very admirable job filling in for him at that corner.
Yeah, he's played solid, and he's done a nice job. He's made some big plays. He's given up a few, but that's part of the deal when you're a defensive back. He's responded well. We've had solid play back there.
Defensively, Millikin, what do they present as far as a challenge?
They're going to do a lot of movement, a lot of blitzes, give you a lot of different looks. Really, I think, they're just going to try to make it as tough as they can schematically on the offense, so they'll give up some plays here and there.
And again, it's a question of what can Carthage do today against Millikin. It's all about Carthage today and getting the run game established, because I think as you run the ball, take the time off the clock, extend drives, that keeps their offense off the field.
Yeah, no, you want to keep their offense on the sideline. There's no doubt about that. We've got to make the plays to extend drives today.
What's your keys to the game here today?
Well, I think 2 big ones. The big play battle. If we can produce some big plays on offense and limit them, if we can win that, as well as the turnover battle, we'll be able to come out on top.
Good luck today. It's going to be a tough one.
Thank you.
Head coach Mike Yeager joining us in the tunnel as we get set for Carthage football this afternoon. The Redmen taking on the Millikin Big Blue. We'll be back with starting lineups and the kickoff of this afternoon's game right after this on AM 1050 WLIP.
Philosophy of the football program is win the day, which is excelling to be your best in all areas every single day.
We're dream makers here. We fulfill dreams academically, athletically, and as a whole person. We have some of the best athletes. We have some of the best teams and probably have some of the best Division III athletic facilities in the country. All of this is trying to help students overcome challenges to help them prepare for those challenges that are going to face them the rest of their lives.
First and foremost, that they take their academics really serious. They're competitive people, and that they love football. If they are about those three things, they'll have a great experience at Carthage.
It's really intense, all the workouts that we do, and it's all for a reason, preparing you for your life ahead after school.
My goals are that they become the best football player that they can become on the field, off the field academically. I want them to graduate in 4 years and go on to be successful in whatever endeavor they try to go into.
Come in ready, mentally and physically. You show up ready and prepared, then you know that you're ready to play. They know you're ready to play, and then you'll eventually get the chance you deserve.
So if you're looking to play at the top level of Division III athletics, you won't find a better college.
John Weiser back with you live from Art Keller Field in Kenosha as we get set for Redmond football this afternoon. Carthage entertaining the Millikin Big Blue from Decatur, Illinois. Let's get you to the starting lineups this afternoon. First for the Millikin Big Blue under second-year head coach Dan Gritty. He comes from Rhodes University out of Nashville area, 10-7, his overall mark in his second season as coach of the Millikin Big Blue. Starting offensive line at left tackle will be Rodney Baker, a 6'2", 318-pound sophomore from Cahokia, Illinois. Connor Brewer at left guard, 6'2", 255, a junior out of Springfield, Illinois. The center will be Nick Perry, 5'10", 255, a senior from Bolingbrook. The right guard will be Jackson Delphos at 6 foot 355 and a sophomore from Chicago. And the right tackle will be Eric Ivory, 6'3", 275, a junior out of Addison, Illinois. The backs and wide receivers at tight end will be Blake Patch at 6'4", 275, a junior out of Campus, Illinois. The starting running back will be George Jimerson Jr., 5'7", 165, a sophomore out of Ford Heights, Illinois. Jordan Smith, their leading receiver, will start at wide receiver, 6'4", 275, a junior out of Shelby, Illinois. And Gerald Perry starting at wide receiver, 5'11", 162, a junior out of Memphis, Tennessee. And Marquise Yarbrough will get the start as well. Yarbrough at 5'11", 162, and a freshman out of the greater St. Louis area, Wildwood, Missouri. The quarterback today will be Nico Stepina, 6 foot 180, a junior, a Division I transfer, completed 56% of his passes. He will throw for over 2,000 yards for the second consecutive season. He has 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the year. Defensively for the Big Blue, it's a 4-3 look. At one defensive end will be Captain Quintaz Wright, 6'1", 230, a junior out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Isaiah Blumenshine will be an interior tackle, 6 foot 255, senior out of Metamora, Illinois. Davian Jefferson, 6'3", 260, a sophomore out of Kankakee at the other defensive tackle. And on the right end will be Gabe Zayatone. Zayatone, 6 foot 190 and a junior. The linebacking core led by Matt Brown, a sophomore, 5'11", 205 out of Champaign, Illinois. Nakia Everett will start at middle linebacker, 5'11", 230 and a junior out of Indianapolis, along with Adonis Williamson, a 6 foot 200-pound sophomore from Indy. And the secondary this afternoon will be Demetrius Loper at one corner, 5'8", 160, a junior from Indianapolis. Daniel Jackson at a safety, 6 foot 170, a sophomore from St. Louis. Israel Smith, a 5'9" freshman out of Bolingbrook, will start at defensive back. And at the corner will be LaShawn Johnson, 5'8", 165, a sophomore from Evergreen Park, Illinois. Starting lineup for the Carthage Redmen as they take the field this afternoon under sixth-year coach Mike Yeager, 21-29 overall in his mark as head coach at Carthage. Starting at left tackle for the Redmen will be Isaiah Trussell, 6'3", 320, a senior out of Case High School in Racine. Zach Grabner will get the start at left guard, 6 foot 255, a senior from Omro, Wisconsin. Nick Barker will start at center, 6'3", 320, a junior from Tinley Park. Anthony Kudra at right guard, 6'2", 290, a junior from Crete, Illinois. Cam Cotter at right tackle, a 6'3", 285-pound senior out of South Elgin, Illinois. The tight end today will be Sean Wells, 6'2", 230, a junior from Scottville, Michigan, along with Azu Wiggum, 6'1", 220-pound freshman out of Rosemont, Illinois. The tailback this afternoon will be Lafayette McGarry, 5'8", 195, a junior from Chicago. And the starting wide receivers, James Cobb's out today. It'll be Manny Jones at one wide out, 5'10", 175 from Indian Trail High School here in Kenosha. And Evan French, 6'1", 190, a junior out of Joliet, Illinois. And the quarterback today will be Kyle Freiberg, 6'1", 190, a junior out of Caledonia, Michigan. 60% completion rate, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for the junior out of Michigan. On defense for the Redmen, a 4-3 alignment. At the ends will be Jeremy Benke, 6'1", 250, a junior from Lake in the Hills. Pete Laughlin at 6'2", 230, a senior out of Oswego, Illinois. The interior tackles will be Eric Freeman, 6'1", 265, a junior out of Flossmoor, Illinois. Jacob Seimer missing his third straight game with a lower body injury. Cedric Fry will start at the other interior lineman, 6'1", 305, a junior out of Urbana, Illinois. Linebacking core. The nickelback today will be Chantrell Garner. Garner at 5'11", 200-pound senior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin Lutheran High School. The middle linebacker will be Emmett Trost, 5'11", 210, a junior out of Elwood, Illinois. And Nick Gansky at the outside linebacker, 5'11", 220, out of New Berlin, Wisconsin. The secondary will feature Albert Rogalski at one corner, 5'10", 170, a junior from Wilmot High School. The other corner, Connor Calvert, 5'9", 180, a junior out of Caledonia, Michigan. The safeties, Jogi Bumba, 5'9", 180, out of Urbana, Illinois, and Amani Dennis, a 5'11", 180 junior out of Wheeling, Illinois. That is your starting lineups this afternoon for the Carthage Redmen. Games this afternoon in the CCIW. 10th-ranked North Central is in Waukesha this afternoon to take on Carroll. Number 12th-ranked Illinois Wesleyan on the road in Elmhurst today to take on the Blue Jays. North Park makes the trek across I-88 to Rock Island to take on Augustana this afternoon. Wheaton with a bye this week in the CCIW. Again, this is an important ball game. If we take a look at the standings here, for those of you watching on the video stream, it's an important ball game today. Wesleyan with a half-game lead over North Central and Millikin. Wesleyan at 5-1, North Central and Millikin each at 4-1. Wheaton idle today at 4-2. Carthage at 3-2. So you can see big implication today in this ball game. A win today will force 3 teams in at 4-2. And again, Carthage on the road next week to Naperville to take on North Central. Elmhurst at 2-3, Carroll at 1-4, Augustana at 1-5, North Park 0-5 going into conference play today. So big ball games and a closer race in the CCIW than some may have thought. I think everyone had the notion it was going to be North Central and Wheaton's to win, and then Carthage, Illinois Wesleyan somewhat in the mix. But Millikin has shown that they can come up with big plays when they need to and upset Wheaton at home. Earlier in the non-conference, they knocked off Rose-Hulman. And Rose-Hulman, a playoff team from the Heartland Conference a year ago, as the Millikin Big Blue take the field for the first time this afternoon, entering from the north end zone. And again, the key today, as you heard Mike Yeager in the pregame, got to win the turnover battle here today and take over field position. It's going to be a blustery afternoon. You've got to force a couple of turnovers and keep the big plays to a minimum by that Millikin offense here today. Captains for today's ball game getting ready to head on out. We've got James Cobbs in street clothes as one of the captains here today. Chantrell Garner also going out as a captain, along with Isaiah Trussell and Scott Trost. Those will be the captains today for Carthage College.
Honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Anthem performed this afternoon by Donovan Harris, a freshman music major here at Carthage.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Donovan Harris, student here at Carthage College, with our national anthem this afternoon. As we mentioned, the captains getting set to meet at the center of the field. Trussell, Trost, Garner, and Cobbs for the Redmen getting set to take the field for the coin flip. Redmen in their red jerseys this afternoon with the white numerals, went with the white pants with the red and black striping down the sides. Millikin in the all-white jerseys, white pants, blue numerals, and the black helmet with the white M emblem. Nico Stepina, Nick Perry, along with Quintaz Wright and Nakia Everett out there for the coin flip this afternoon.
Millikin has won the toss and deferred their choice to the second half. Carthage will receive. Good luck.
So Carthage will get the football. They will start to our left. They'll defend the south end zone. Millikin defending the north end zone this afternoon to get this contest underway. Our referee today is Benjamin Lagaki. The umpire is Ed Vadvarka. Vince Del Plaris is the head linesman. Dave Jaszewski is the line judge. Dwight Shelton, the side judge. Dan Friedgen, the field judge, and Aaron Schramm, the back judge this afternoon. Here are the officials here today at Carthage. Carthage Redmen football on 1050 WLIP and WLIP.com, brought to you in part by Anastos Motors, home of the 3-day buyback guarantee. By Luigi's Pizzeria, dine in or take out and delivery, 39th Avenue, just south of Highway 50. Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center on Highway 50 and 39th Avenue in Kenosha. Lou Perini's Gas and Groceries. Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha. S.J. Crystal's Menswear. Mason's Eatery and Pub. Dave's American Discount Muffler. Something Different, a sportsman's Fantasyland in downtown Kenosha. The Wingstop of Kenosha. Coliseum Games. Ruffalo's Pizzeria. And Kenosha Nissan. Ben Spellman will kick it off. He has it teed up at the 35 to my right. Lafayette McGarry and Chantrell Garner deep to receive. Huge ball game with first place riding on this, at least the hopes of first place for the season riding on this one for both teams here today. Spellman's run up, the drive through the football. It's a short end-over-end kick. Fair catch signaled for, bobbled, dropped. Ball is loose at the 35-yard line, and I believe Carthage came back up with it. Down there for the Redmen, signaling the fair catch for Carthage. That was Chantrell Garner, who ran all the way up to make the fair catch, but then it went through his hands, bounced across the 35, and it was recovered by the Redmen. Didn't catch the number there on who got it, but it will be Redmen football. 1st and 10 from the 35. Freiburg will work from the pistol, has Jamel Davis in the backfield to start the ball game here today. Double tight end set with a man in motion. Bazarek, he'll take it around the near side on the handoff. Bazarek getting to the line of scrimmage, sidesteps a blocker. Ball loose on the sideline once again. Carthage able to recover at the 37-yard line. And they ran the jet sweep this time with Bazarek coming around from left to right. Stricker trying to set up the block here on the near side. Davis just a bit late getting to the safety. And on the tackle that time, it was Gabe Zayatone who was able to strip the football, but the Redmen able to recover. 2nd down and 8 from the 38. Freiburg wants to throw, sets up, pass complete near side to Manny Jones, makes the catch just short of the 45, out to the 44-yard line, a gain of 6 on the diving grab by Manny Jones. Jones getting the start here ahead of James Cobbs, who's being held out with a leg injury today. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Redmen. Redmen at 40% on 3rd downs this season. Azu Wiggum will line up as the fullback. Taking the direct snap is Jamel Davis. He will run up across the 45 out to the 47-yard line and pick up the 1st down. A little wildcat look. And again, without Pinkel, the fullback, they had Azu Wiggum in there as fullback. They sent Bazarek in motion, direct snap to Jamel Davis. And he was able to pick up the 1st down out to the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 Redmen, just underway, 13:35 to go here in the 1st quarter. Wells in motion to the near side. Freiburg wants to throw, comes back near side to Wells, complete across midfield here on the right side, and struggles forward to about the 48 of Millikin. Everett was there, along with Matt Brown, able to put him to the turf. Gain of 5 sets up 2nd and 5 for the Redmen. It's a safe pass that time. We're going to count on Sean Wells today, kind of be that extra safety valve here for the Redmen offensively. Wells coming back from a leg injury sustained in the 1st game against Aurora. 2nd and 5 from the 48. Bazarek again in motion near side. Handoff will go to McGarry. Penalty marker down at the snap. McGarry stopped for a 2-yard loss back at the 50-yard line. Zayatone able to make the play, but a penalty marker was thrown.
Motion without getting reset. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
So 2 men in motion, the call here against the Redmen.
5-yard penalty against the Redmen.
So mark off 5 here against the Redmen. So sets up a 2nd and 10 for Carthage. Jones back in there now as a wideout along with Stricker. 2 tight end look. Check that they'll take out the tight end Wiggum. Wells in at a tight end on the right side. They'll go with 2 twin tailbacks here. They fake to Davis. They'll try and pass it out near side, complete to McGarry. McGarry makes the catch across midfield and out of bounds back into Millikin territory at the Big Blue 46-yard line. Gain of 7, and it'll set up a 3rd and short here for the Redmen. 3rd and a long 3 for Carthage, trying to overcome that illegal shift penalty. Stricker and Jones to the left side. Bazarek single receiver near side. Wells the tight end left side. Davis lined up off the right hip now of Freiberg. Bazarek in motion into the backfield. They'll hand it off to Bazarek coming around the near side. Bazarek with a hole across the 45. Forward progress going to be very close. Let's see. I believe he's going to be just shy of the first down. Let's see. Head linesman grabbed that football right away. Let's see where they mark it. Just enough for a first down. Bazarek getting it on the ground here for Carthage. He was driven down to the turf by Daniel Jackson, the sophomore safety for the Big Blue. So another first down here for the Redmen. 11:20 to go here in the first. Opening drive of the ball game. Stacked three receivers left side here for Carthage. And then we got a whistle here, and play has been stopped. Play clock was at 0. Carthage actually taking a timeout here. That was the confusion there. Mike Yeager saw the play clock down to 0 and elected to take that timeout without taking the delay of game penalties. So timeout, Carthage, 11:16 to play. We will keep it here. Again, some other games going on in the CCIW this afternoon. North Central is at Carroll, Illinois Wesleyan at Elmhurst, North Park at Augustana. The Big Ten today in the second half now, Wisconsin leading Illinois 17-3. Also in the third quarter, Michigan leading Rutgers 28-14. First and 10, Redmen at the 43 of Millikin. Jones and Bazarek here to the near side. Bazarek in motion. Freiberg wants to throw on a blitz. Dumps it out. Completes to Bazarek around the left side. Bazarek down to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 3. Good job by Freiberg to get that one away quickly to Bazarek, who was in motion to that side of the field as they had sent a blitz that time off the edge. Coming right up the middle that time was Everett, the middle linebacker. Shot the A gap that time, and Freiberg just got it away to Bazarek for the 3-yard pickup. Now what? Again, play is stopped here to get another football in, I guess. Again, it's wet out there today, so changing football is going to be critical. Lights are on here. You got the Millikin to jump into the neutral zone. Free play. Freiberg going downfield looking for Jones. Incomplete. Jones was mugged going down the field by Daniel Jackson back at the 10-yard line, but there was a penalty on the play. Offside on the Big Blue. And that was Zayatone who jumped the neutral zone that time. So 2nd and 2 here for the Redmen following the 5-yard penalty. Brett Patton in now to wide receiver here to the near side, along with Kyle Kiesel, but the handoff goes to McGarry. He is driven back for a loss, ran right into Davian Jefferson. Jefferson is 6'3", 260 sophomore defensive tackle. And Alexander Clark, both were there to make the play on McGarry. So it'll be a loss back to the 35-yard line. Loss of 1, 3rd down and 3. New quarterback in there now. This time taking the snap, it's Suchecki. Bobby Suchecki in the snap. He'll hand it off to Bazarek on the end around. Bazarek puts his head down across the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Will get the first down on a gain of 6 by Bazarek. So utilizing Bazarek here today quite a bit off the jet sweep. Freiberg back in there now, working from the pistol. Jones single receiver here to the near side, along with Patton and Kiesel to the left side. And Jamel Davis going the left side. Now cuts it back at the hash mark, spins his way forward across the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Good run by Jamel Davis that time, tracking him down off the end. Gabe Ziatone. And a pickup of 5 for Jamel Davis. Davis, his second carry of the afternoon. 2nd and 5 from the 24. Clock rolling, approaching 9 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Opening drive here for the ball game. Redmond taking the opening kickoff now inside the 25-yard line of Millikin. Freiberg comes back, throws, completes here to the near side to Stricker, makes the catch at the 19-yard line before he is driven back by Adonis Williamson, the linebacker. We'll give him full forward progress of 5 down to the 19. It'll be enough for another Redmond first down. So 1st and 10 Carthage at the Big Blue 19-yard line. Redmond now in the red zone. Freiberg will change the play from the sideline. Has Bazarek in a slot to the left side. Jones split out here to the near side. Wells, the tight end, in shuffle motion to the right. They will give it to Davis. Davis following Jones inside the 10. Davis spinning inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Sean Wells through the critical block there. He came in shuffle motion, lined up in a wing right side, opened up a hole for Davis. He took it inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. A pickup of 15 and a first down for Carthage. 1st and goal Redmond at the 4. Bobby Suchecki in at quarterback this time around. Azu Wiggum and Wells both in at the tight end position. Both lined up here to the right side. Lafayette McGarry now will line up in the Wildcat. McGarry will take this direct snap. He will run it up the middle. McGarry to the goal line. Touchdown, Carthage. Lafayette McGarry out of the Wildcat, taking the direct snap and marching it in 4 yards for the score. And Carthage opens up the ball game on a nifty 65-yard drive, capped off by the McGarry 4-yard touchdown run. Again, Wells and Azu Wiggum doing an outstanding job on that right side, opening up the hole. Unland for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-0 Carthage, just over 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We'll step out. You're listening to Carthage Redmond football on AM 1050 WLIP. Thirteen-play, 68-yard drive in just under 7 minutes for the Redmond. McGarry, his 4th touchdown of the season. 7-0 Carthage. Got a delay of game here before the kickoff on the Redmond. They let that play clock go all the way down, so kick it 5 yards deeper here from the 30-yard line. 13-play, 68-yard drive, and the Redmond converted all 4 of their 3rd downs on that drive so far. Back deep to receive, Marquise Yarbrough. Along with Rashid Macklin. Yarborough standing at his own 10-yard line, awaiting the Unland kick. The sophomore drives through the football. A high end-over-end kick. Wind will knock it down. It'll hit the turf in front of Yarborough at the 12. Across the 15-20. Hurdles a defender across the 30 and then runs right into a Redmond defender down on special teams. Getting down there for Carthage, that was the kicker, Lance Unland, the 5'9 junior, putting a stick on Yarborough at the 34-yard line. So Unland getting in on the tackle, officially at the 34-yard line, make it the 35 where they spot the football. That will be where Millikin will take over here. Their first offensive set of the day. Nico Stepina, the 6-foot, 180-pound junior quarterback. He'll work from the pistol. He'll take the snap, wants to throw on first down. Looks left, throws right, ball in the air. And it's broken up, incomplete. Rogalski able to get in front at the last minute as Jordan Smith, the intended receiver, to get a hand in there and knock that one away. Again, Stepina working from shotgun. Looked left, pump fake, then turned to his right and delivered as the pocket collapsed around him. Both Laughlin and Fry getting there. Stepina not able to get much on that throw. It was underthrown. It was intended to be a back shoulder throw, but somewhat underthrown because he wasn't able to step into that pass. Second down and 10 for Millikin from their own 35-yard line. Jazante Howard is the single tailback. Perry and Smith lined up the wideouts to the right side. Four-man rush here for the Redmen. They'll give it to Howard. Howard tries to go over the right side, nothing there. No gain on the play. Chantrell Garner was right there, able to stuff the hole on the line of scrimmage for the Redmen. Also there for Carthage, Jeremy Benke, the defensive end on that left side. They'll give him 1, 3rd and 9 for the Big Blue. 3 receivers to the right here for Millikin. From their own 36-yard line, 3rd down and 9. Redmond creeping up to the line of scrimmage, showing blitz. Now they drop back. 4-man rush. Stepina delivers. Ball is in the air and caught across midfield down to the Redmond 45-yard line. A leaping grab by Gerald Perry, the 5'11 junior. Got right behind the linebacker and right in front of the secondary that time. Perry was lined up as the second slot on that right side. And Stepina, with no rush, had time, able to get that ball away. And Garner credited with the stop. Out to the 45-yard line. That's a 19-yard pickup and a first down for the Big Blue. 1st and 10 Millikin at the Carthage 45. Again, Howard, the single running back. Off the left hip of Stepina, working from the pistol. And Stepina again wants to throw. Drops back. Now under pressure. Delivers the football. It is caught across the 25, inside the 20, 15-10, and wrestled down at the 13-yard line. Is the receiver, Gerald Perry, once again. Got away with a holding call here on the near side as rushing off the right end for the Redmen. That was Pete Laughlin who was held. Boy, the left tackle here got an armful of jersey. It was not called. Stepina was able to roll to his right and throw a dart to Perry inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal to the 6 here for Millikin. 39-yard pickup. Stepina on the fake, wants to run, cuts to his left, runs into Garner. Ball is out. It's loose and it's recovered by Millikin. As falling on it was Patrick Cooper, the wide receiver. Chantrell Garner did a great job wrapping up Stepina and punched that football out. And it was the receiver Cooper who recovered it back near the 7-yard line. They'll mark it at the 4-yard line is where they will mark it. 2nd and goal at the 4. Cooper saving disaster there for the Big Blue. 5.5 minutes to play, first quarter, 7-0 Redmond. Millikin threatening here. 2 big plays in the Big Blue. 2nd and goal. Stepina going back corner and looking for Perry, who was trying to run back underneath it. Could not catch up to it. 3rd down. Trying to pick on Rogalski out there on that far side. Got some help from Chantrell Garner. So 3rd and goal from the 4 for the Big Blue. Checking in for Millikin, Thurian Brown. For the Big Blue at a wide receiver here to the near side. Stepina wants to throw. Back corner looking for Smith. Makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Millikin. Jordan Smith with a diving grab near the back of the end zone. Kept the foot in. And they're an extra point away from tying this one up. A beautifully thrown ball. Looking exactly out there for Jordan Smith. Amani Dennis was in coverage back there, the free safety. And Smith took advantage of it, his 11th touchdown grab of the season. That ties the single season record for Millikin with Jeff Query, the former Packer. Extra point by Smellman. High snap, kick is no good. Wide left, so with 5:15 to play, we'll step out. Redmond maintain the lead. It is Carthage 7, Millikin 6 on your home for Redmond football, 1050 WLIP. Seven plays, 65 yards for the Big Blue. The 4-yard touchdown pass by Stepina, his 24th of the season. A short kick that'll be picked up by McGarry at the 30 and run out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So Carthage given good field position here at the 31-yard line for their second drive of the ball game. So two big plays on that drive for the Big Blue, and that was Perry, the 39-yard catch, and then that was the big play that set them up inside the Redmond 10-yard line. Also had a 19-yard grab in that series. Handoff to McGarry, works his way up the middle and gets nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage where he was stuffed there. Getting in there was Kyle Ramos along with Daniel Jackson. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Redmen, their own 30-yard line. Freiberg dumps it out behind McGarry, and that was an incomplete pass. McGarry fell on it as it hit the ground, and now a lot of pushing and shoving by the Millikin defense, and a late marker thrown into the Millikin side of the field here. A lot of woofing going on by the Big Blue after every play. Here's the call.
The play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 11, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Daniel Jackson, the sophomore. For Daniel Jackson, the sophomore, it was after the play. He kind of gave McGarry a shove, put two hands into his chest, shoved him twice, then raised his hands like, hey, I didn't do anything. The official was right there to flag him, and that's been a problem. They had 12 penalties last week for over 100 yards against Carroll. They're toward the bottom of that statistic in the CCIW as a team coming into the game here today. So all the way out to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 Redmond. Blitz coming, Freiberg going to dump it out. Looking for Evan French, was held up, no call. Daniel Jackson had a grab of French's left arm and held him back at the 30-yard line. No flag by the official. It'll go as an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10. Have it right in front of us, just below us here in the press box. French lined up here on the near side. 2nd and 10, Carthage from their own 45. Freiberg gonna hand it off. Gives it to McGarry. McGarry again trying to go up the middle, nothing there. Brown and Ramos both there, and Williamson able to stuff. Redmond just unable to sustain the blocks up front. Again, they're quick up front. Got to stick with them. Another clutch 3rd down here for the Redmond. 3 for 3 on 3rd downs here today. 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. Redmond leads 7-6. McGarry the single back, 4 receivers. Bazarek in a slot to the left. Stricker a slot to the right. And Freiberg's going to run it up the middle. Freiberg going to get the first down and more. Freiberg inside the 40, still on his feet. 35-30 far sideline and out of bounds near the 27-yard line of Millikin. "30-yard scamper for Kyle Freiberg. Run out of bounds at the 27 of Millikin. Everybody vacated the middle of the field, and Freiberg just took it up the field and ran with it. Longest run from scrimmage for Freiberg this season. 25 yards down to the Millikin 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Carthage. Under 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Freiberg will keep it again, running down the left side. Freiberg inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play for Kyle Freiberg. A little bit of read option, fake the handoff to Jamel Davis. Israel Smith, the freshman, able to tackle Freiberg for a 9-yard pickup. Just simple read option. He saw the end over there on that far side. Quintez Wright, which would be the right side of the defense, collapsed down the line of scrimmage. That gave Freiberg a complete room on the numerals to the left side of the field. Davis gets the call again. Davis buries his head forward, moves the pile down to the 16-yard line. Will get the first down for the Redmen. Jamel Davis on the carry. Quintez Wright with the tackle. 1st and 10, Redmond, just shy of the Millikin 15-yard line. Carthage, their 2nd possession of the game so far. Now the referee's going to call 12 men in the huddle here.
Illegal substitution, 12 men in formation on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So Bazarek was late getting off the field in that formation and got flagged for it. Carthage got to be alive, be smart here with their package formations. Nico Messina in now as a wide receiver and a slot to that left side for the Redmen. Got Brett Patton here the near side. Davis, the tailback, he'll get the call, running it up the middle inside the 20, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 17-yard line. So gets almost all of that 5-yard penalty back. It'll be 2nd and 11 here for Carthage. French and Bazarek left side. Patton lined up here to the near side. 2nd down, 11 for the Redmen. At the Millikin 17-yard line, Freiberg again will work from the pistol. Gets the snap, wants to throw, looking left, now under pressure, and he's sacked for the first time this afternoon. Taking him down was Zayatone, Gabe Zayatone, the defensive end, on the sack for the Big Blue. He'll go down at the 26. A loss of 8, so it'll set up a 3rd and 20 now for the Redmen. Freiberg changing the play. Bazarek and French lined up near side with Bazarek in a slot near side. Stricker in a slot far side, along with Kiesel. Looks right, throws over the middle. Bazarek wide open at the 5, makes the catch. End zone, touchdown, Carthage. Bazarek lined up in a slot right side, ran the post route to the middle of the field He was wide open as he made the catch at the 5 and walked it in for the 6 points. Excellently thrown ball by Freiburg, the catch by Bazarek into the end zone, and Carthage adds to their lead 13-6. For Bazarek, that is his 4th touchdown reception of the year. Unland for the extra point. It is up and through. 14-6 Carthage with 32 seconds to play here in this first quarter. We will keep it here. And keeping that drive alive, able to convert on 3rd and 20 are the Redmen. 10-play, 70-yard drive in just under 5 minutes. Bazarek, the 26-yard touchdown reception, his 4th of the season for Freiburg. That is his 12th touchdown pass of the year. And again, that bodes well here for the Redmen. If they can get drives of 10, 12, 13 plays and take time off the clock, that's less time that you've got that big play offense of Nico Stepina and the Big Blue on the field. Marquise Yarbrough standing at his own 10-yard line, waiting for the Unland kick. So Carthage, 2 long drives of 13 and 10 plays to open up the ball game. High end over end kick. Yarbrough will take at his own 11, near sideline, cuts it back to his right, trying to get to the 15, 20, and just shy of the 20-yard line is Yarbrough. Darren Funches getting down there on special teams for the Redmen, able to make the stop for Carthage. They'll spot it at the 19-yard line, and that's where Redmen will, or they should say the Big Blue will get it with 26 seconds to go here in the quarter. 14-6 Carthage. Howard, the single tailback. 2 receivers here to the near side in Tyrese Hines and Gerald Perry. They'll go 2 to the other side as well, Cooper and Smith. They'll give it to Howard, trying to run up the middle. Howard out to the 25-yard line, wrestled down by Trost and Garner. Gain of 6. Make it 7 out to the 26-yard line. And the clock will run out here in this first quarter. 14-6 Redmen after 1 quarter of play here in Kenosha on a blustery afternoon with temperatures in the upper 30s and a gusty northwest wind. 14-6 Carthage, back with the second quarter after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Nothing North Central. Augie 7-0. Second quarter underway, and Nico Stepina dropping a dime down on Gerald Perry at the Carthage 40-yard line. Made the catch down to the Redmen 34-yard line. Another big play by Stepina to Gerald Perry, the junior wide receiver. Perry just in his 5th ball game, coming in only 20 receptions, but 4 of them for touchdowns. And just like that, Stepina has the Big Blue in Redmen territory at the Carthage 35-yard line. That's a gain of 39 on the play. First and 10 from the 35. Howard gets the call over the middle. Howard tackled at the 33-yard line. Gain of about 2 on the play. Eric Freeman there on the stop for the Redmen. Sets up a 2nd and 8 here for the Big Blue. 3 receivers to the left, single receiver right for Millikin. Single back is Howard. Stepina will work from the gun. Redmen will back off now. They flooded the gaps. Now they drop back into normal position. They'll fake the handoff. Stepina coming around the left side on the option. Excellent call there as the Redmen back down to their defense. Stepina will pick up the first down to the 23-yard line. Just a read option that time to Howard. Pulled it out at the last minute. Took it back from Howard and went around the left side. Again, the Redmen vacated that left side, and Stepina, very smart and alertly, ran where the defense left the hole. First and 10, Millikin at the Carthage 24-yard line. Stepina again wants to throw, and he's belted at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Trost able to finish him off. Getting in there first for Carthage, that was Patrick O'Neill. Loss of 2 on the play. O'Neill got there high, and then Trost able to finish Stepino off for a loss back to the 26-yard line. 2nd and 12 for Millikin. Smith lined up here, single receiver right side. Blitz is coming. They're going that way. Ball in the air. Through the hands of Smith, incomplete. Oh, he got Connor Calvert turned completely around in the end zone, turned back for the football, and it went through Smith's fingertips. Came back to the near side. Calvert lost containment. That was 6 points right through the hands of Jordan Smith. 3rd and 12 from the Redmen 26. Stepino will work from the gun, and now we got a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage.
Offense number 12, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Got a false start penalty here on Jordan Smith. The wide receiver flinched at the line of scrimmage, so now it'll become a 3rd and 17 for the Big Blue. Ball at the 31-yard line. 3 receivers left, single receiver right. Howard, the single back in the backfield, for Stepina working out of the shotgun. And he'll throw with time. Left side of the field. Ball in the air. It is intercepted. Picked off out there on that far side by Amani Dennis. Amani Dennis jumped the route that time, got inside coverage, and took that ball away. Check that, it's Albert Rogalski. Rogalski, number 25, with the interception. That's his 4th pick of the year. Intended out there for the bigger receiver, Tyrese Hines. The ball was underthrown going into the wind. The wind held it up just enough for Rogalski to make the pick at the 2-yard line. For the Redmen, that is their 16th interception of the season. Make it their 17th pick of the year. 1st and 10 Carthage at their own 2-yard line. McGarry with a big hole up the middle across the 5 out to the 10-yard line. Lafayette McGarry with 8 yards on that gallop that time. Now Freiberg will exit. In comes Bobby Suchecki. So +1 on the turnover takeaways so far today for the Redmen. Suchecki from the gun now on 2nd and short. 2nd and 2 from the 10-yard line. Got them to jump again. Free play for the Redmen. They'll dump it out complete to Bazarek. Bazarek makes the catch out near the 16-yard line. Bazarek with the catch. And we'll check out the penalty.
Offsides, defense number 25. Penalties decline, result of the play, 1st down.
Adonis Williamson, the linebacker at the line of scrimmage, jumped the neutral zone. Redmond will decline the penalty. They'll take the play, which was a first down reception of 6 out to the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 Carthage. Early second quarter, 14-6 Redmond. Albert Rogalski with his 3rd interception of the year, thwarting the drive. Bazarek on the jet sweep, coming around near side. Penalty marker thrown into the pile. I believe the Redmond are guilty of a holding call here. Ramos able to get Bazarek to the turf on that jet sweep with a penalty marker down.
Block in the back, offense number 10. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat, first down.
Manny Jones with a block in the back for the Redmond. So they'll move the ball back to the Redmond 8-yard line. 1st and 18 for the Redmond. Freiberg will work from the gun, has Davis at single back. Bazarek lined up in a slot right side along with Stricker. Manny Jones single receiver here to the near side. Freiberg takes the snap, hands it off. Davis picks his way around the right side across the 10 out to the 11-yard line. Able to step in and make the play. Tatum Teicher, the freshman, at safety here for the Big Blue. So a gain of 3 by Davis out to the 11-yard line. Kyle Kiesel in now as a wide receiver. He will line up in a slot here to the near side along with Stricker. Manny Jones single receiver to the right side. Wells, the tight end, shuffle motion to the right. Play action fake. Freiberg swings it out right side, completes the pass. Making the catch is Wells. Wells across the 15 out to the 18-yard line, maybe the 19. Gain of 8 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Redmond. So 3rd and 7 from the 19-yard line for Carthage. Freiberg wants to throw, blitz coming over the middle, diving grab at the 35-yard line, and making the driving grab for the Redmond. That was Manny Jones. It'll be enough for a Redmond first down at the 35-yard line, a gain of 16. So 1st and 10 Carthage, they convert yet another 3rd down. Bazarek in motion again. Double reverse as he hands it back to Stricker, coming around the right side with some running room. Has a convoy. Stricker across midfield to the 40. Cuts it back up the middle at the 35. Breaks a tackle at the 30. And spins down inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. Bazarek with the jet sweep, then gave it back to Stricker on the reverse, going back to the right side. And Stricker runs it all the way inside the Big Blue 30-yard line. The Redmond back in business. Excellent play design by Kyle Rooker, the offensive coordinator. Working off of that jet sweep, they run the double reverse. Stricker coming back to the right side, had both Freiberg and Wells out there with the block. Another movement up front. Free play for the Redmond. Freiberg scrambles to his left, now throws back over the middle, ball in the air. It is knocked away incomplete. Looking for Wells in the end zone, but it was a free play as the Big Blue jumped offside.
Defense number 51, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Graham Thaler jumping the neutral zone before the snap. So 1st and 5 from the 22 for the Redmond. 8:58 to play here in the second quarter, trying to take advantage of the Albert Rogalski interception. Freiberg, option, pitches back to McGarry near side, and McGarry runs right into Matt Brown, who takes him down for no gain. Little speed option that time between the quarterback and McGarry here on the near side. Actually losing a yard was McGarry. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Second and 6 for the Redmen. Wells late getting on the field. Will line up as a tight end left side. This will be Suchecki with the run over the left side. Suchecki breaking a tackle down to the 20-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play for Suchecki. Josh Belcher, reserve defensive end, in on the stop. So 3rd down and 2 from the Millikin 20-yard line for the Redmen here. Davis lined up in Wildcat will take the direct snap. Davis dives forward, moving the pile forward, will pick up the 1st down. About the 3rd time today the Redmen have gone to a Wildcat formation. It'll be enough for a Carthage 1st down. Takes it down to the 17-yard line. So Davis with the 3-yard pickup. Freiberg back out there. 3 receivers to the right side for the Redmen. They come back near side looking for Jones, and it's overthrown incomplete into the end zone. Jones locked in single coverage that time with LaShawn Johnson. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Redmen at the 17-yard line. In motion is Kiesel, now in shuffle motion to the right, lines up in the backfield. Kiesel will take the snap. He will come around the near side, dumped out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Kyle Kiesel with his first carry this afternoon. Quintez Wright able to wrestle him down. Short gain of 3. So 3rd down and 7 from the 14-yard line. Bazarek in motion will line up in a slot to the right side. Quick pass coming back near side looking for Jones. It's overthrown incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down. That's the first 3rd down miss by the Redmen here today. So let's see what the Redmen will do here. It'll be Unland on for a field goal. He'll have a crosswind right to left. He'll kick it from the near hash mark at the 21-yard line. This will be a 31-yard attempt for Unland. Snap is good. The spot, the kick is on the way, and the kick is good. Hooks it around the left upright. 31-yard field goal for Unland. He's perfect on the year, 5 for 5 this season. Redmen add to their lead, 17-6, 6:34 to play. We will step out. This is Redmen football on AM 1050 WLIP. Yarborough on the kick reception over his shoulder at the 5, takes it back across the 10-yard line, and that's where the Redmond coverage unit gets down there in a hurry. So it'll be Millikin ball, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. 6:27 to go here in the first half. Redmond leading 17-6. Albert Rogalski intercepting the pass at the 2-yard line. Redmond able to march it inside the 20-yard line, unable to convert on 3rd down, and Unland with a 31-yard field goal. Now Stepina and the offense back to work here for the Big Blue. Howard the single back, 2 receivers to the left. Single receiver right is Jordan Smith. They'll give it to Howard. Tries to work up the left side, and he is belted by Scott Trost. Emmett Trost, I should say, at the 15-yard line. Trost with a vicious hit that time at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Stepina again will work from the gun. Wants to throw, looking left, throwing left, high throw. Catch is made across the 20 and diving forward out near the 30-yard line for the 1st down. On the reception that time, 85 made the catch. That is Clarion Brown. Brown, a freshman out of Evergreen Park. And there'll be also a 15-yard penalty here on a roughing the passer call on Carthage. Add 15 more, moves it out to the 45-yard line of the Big Blue. Stepina looking right now, scrambling right, throws back over the middle, completes the pass across midfield at the Redmond 49-yard line. Driving grab by Patrick Cooper. Gain of 6 on the play by Cooper. Brings up a 2nd down and 4. Again, 3 receivers left, single receiver right. Redmond on a blitz. Howard able to cut it out left side. Got a nice block on Garner. Out to the 45, 40, 35, and submarine down at the 35-yard line with another late penalty flag after the tackle. Jogi Bumba credited with the tackle.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 25, late hit out of bounds, 15 yards, 1st down.
Another 15-yard penalty on Albert Rogalski for a late hit out of bounds. That's 6 penalties for 53 yards against the Redmen so far today, and that moves the ball into the Redmond red zone with under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. You don't need to be giving Stepina extra yards. Again, working from the gun, 3 receivers right. Stepina looks right now, wants to run up the middle, cuts it right, dives at the 15 and falls down there. Gansky able to cover him up there at the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 for Stepina. So 2nd down and 6. Ball at the Redmond 15-yard line. Clock continues to roll, approaching 4:20 to play here in this first half. Redmond leading 17-6. But again, the Big Blue threatening on a couple of bad penalties by the Redmond. A roughing the passer and a late hit out of bounds. Blitz coming. Stepina steps up into the blitz. Ball in the air. It is knocked away, incomplete. Rogalski again able to jump in front of Tyrese Hines to knock that ball away. Sets up a 3rd down and 6 now for the Big Blue at the Carthage 15-yard line. Rogalski getting nice position inside. And again, Stepina is throwing into a northwest wind gusting at 20 miles an hour. That's knocking that football down into that far left corner of the north end zone. And now Big Blue will take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. 4:05 to play here in the first half. 17-6 Redmond. This is Carthage football on AM 1050 WLIP. Millikin taking their first timeout of the afternoon, each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Let's take a swing through the CCIW and scores. As we just had them up here on the screen momentarily, it was Augustana leading North Park 14-3. Elmhurst has taken a 15-7 lead over Illinois Wesleyan. And North Central pounding Carroll midway through the second quarter, 28-0 Cardinals over the Pioneers. Again, Wheaton with the bye week this week. 3rd and 5, make it 3rd and 6 here for the Big Blue at the Carthage 16-yard line. Stepina again working from the gun, 3 receivers left. He's going to try and run right. Now drops back looking to throw. Pressure by Gansky, throws it on the run. It's short hops the intended receiver Young, incomplete. Gansky providing the rush pressure that time on Stepina and sets up a 4th down. Young the intended target, that ball underthrown because Stepina was running to his right, being flushed out by Gansky. It's close to being across the... So sets up a 4th down here for the Big Blue. Millikin 7 of 19 on 4th down conversions this year. 4th and 6. Again, 3 receivers to the left of the formation. Blitz coming that way. Stepina airs it out, going to the back of the end zone. It is incomplete. They're going to call an interference on Chantrell Garner. That ball was underthrown. The ball was underthrown. Garner was in front trying to make a play for the ball. The receiver then tried to climb over the back of Garner.
Pass interference, defense number 11. Foul occurred in the end zone. 1st down at the 2-yard line.
Big break here for the Big Blue. They convert on 4th down on an awful call by the official in the back of the end zone. That ball was underthrown. You have to allow the defender to also make a play for the ball, and the receiver, Young, or Perry, I should say, purposely tried to make contact with the defender in the end zone and drew that penalty. 1st and goal from the 2. They will hand it off. And worming his way forward is Jimerson for no gain. Maybe a yard. That was an awful call. So 2nd and goal from the 1. Jimerson remains in at tailback. Stepina wants to throw. Back corner shoulder throw. Caught by Jordan Smith. Touchdown. Millikin. Smith has just set the record for touchdown receptions in the season. That is his 12th touchdown reception of the year for the sophomore. He had Rogalski just pushed off of him, got away with the offensive pass interference as he pushed him off and made the catch. Big Blue will go for 1 here. Spellman to kick the extra point. So they get the huge break on a controversial interference call in the end zone. They capitalize on it. The kick is up, and it is good. 17-13, Redmond with the 4-point lead on the touchdown pass from Stepina to Jordan Smith. His 2nd touchdown reception of the day. He now has 12 on the season. That is a new single-season touchdown reception record for the Millikin Big Blue. So some bad penalties committed by the Redmen on that drive. A personal foul late hit on the quarterback, a personal foul late hit out of bounds, and then a terrible interference call in the back of the end zone against Chantrell Garner. Millikin able to capitalize and get the score. They pull within 4 here late in this second quarter. In Carthage football this afternoon on AM 1050 WLIP. Brought to you in part by Anastos Motors. Home of the 3-day buyback guarantee. Lou Perini's Gas and Groceries, and by S.J. Crystal's Menswear. Corner of 57th Street and 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. Another short kickoff, another pop-up, fair catch signaled for and made by one of the short men up front for the Redmen, Dan Pauscher, able to make that fair catch at the 35-yard line. So Millikin not going to give up the big return, and instead going to let Redmen have good field position here. Now Carthage needs to go back to work. Millikin will get the second half kickoff, so if you can run some time down here and get a score, it would be huge for the Redmen. Freiberg back out there, along with McGeary at the tailback slot. Mazarek in motion near side. They will hand it off. They'll run the reverse. It's a flea flicker back to Freiberg. Freiberg dumps it back to McGeary. McGeary now coming around the right side, going to get out of bounds for no gain. Well, all things considered, that was disaster. And McGeary able to take the hamburger and turn it into filet mignon. Freiberg got the return from Stricker as he was going down, flipped it back to McGeary, and took it around the right side for no gain. 2nd down and 10. An ugly looking play. Freiberg wants to throw on 2nd down. Takes a step to his left, finds McGeary settled down in front of the linebackers across the 40, out to the 41-yard line. Lafayette McGeary did a nice job. Camped down out there in that zone. Found the soft spot, able to make the reception. Brings up 3rd down and 4 now for the Redmen. Carthage 7 of 8 on 3rd down efficiency so far today. And now officials will stop play. Millikin wants to take a timeout on defense here. Their 2nd timeout. We will keep it here with 2:23 to play. Carthage leading 17-13. Carthage football on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you in part by Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 just west of Green Bay Road. Don't be a chain eater, eat at Mason's. By Something Different, a sports fan's fantasy land on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. And by Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, that's east of I-94 on Highway 50. Nobody sells for less than Lynch. Redmen on the road next week to North Central before returning home Saturday, November 11th for Senior Day against North Park. Busy afternoon. Lady Red volleyball team down at Benedictine University swept their first 3 matches. They are currently in their 4th match against number 1 ranked Wittenberg. We'll get you an update at halftime on how that is going. Men's and women's soccer tonight here at Keller Field as well. We'll talk about that. Freiberg now on 3rd down, swings it out to McGeary. McGeary with some running room. McGeary angles to the sideline, gets out of bounds just across the 45. That'll be enough for a Redmen 1st down. Little swing pass to the left that time by Freiberg to McGeary, running up the left sideline and out of bounds at the 45-yard line for the 1st down is Lafayette McGeary. Gain of 4 on the play. Redmen now 8 out of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Keeps the clock rolling here. 2:10 to play in the half. Freiberg hands it off to McGeary. Tries to pick his way around the right side. Fumble the football. It's loose on the turf. Picked up by Millikin. On the bounce and returning it into the end zone. It's going to be Demetrius Loper for the touchdown. Lafayette McGeary coughed it up. It bounced right up into the hands of Demetrius Loper. And Millikin takes their first lead of the afternoon, 19-17. A costly turnover by the Redmen. McGeary running to his right, trying to pick his way forward, had it stripped. The ball squirted out. It bounced up to Demetrius Loper, and he returns it for the touchdown. Millikin with their first lead. Snap, spot, kick for the extra point is up, and it is no good, wide to the left. And so it's 19-17 Millikin with 1:55 to play. Each team with a takeaway today, but the costly one here, it cost the Redmen 6 points. Loper, special team MVP a year ago, able to make the recovery, and you heard what Mike Yeager had to say before the ball game. Need to limit big plays, cannot turn the ball over. Redmond did there on the fumble. Redmond, that is just their 4th turnover that they have committed this year. So the good news here, Redmond will get the ball back trailing by 2 with 1:55 to play here in the first half. Loper credited with a 45-yard scoop and score. This time they'll kick it away. Redmond will let it bounce. It'll be picked up by Chantrell Garner at the 10. Garner across the 20 and out to the 23-yard line. Carthage ball at the 23-yard line. Brown able to come down on special teams to make the tackle for Millikin. Now let's see what the Redmen can do to respond here. They've got plenty of time. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Freiberg will lead the offense back out. Brett Patton at a wide receiver along with Manny Jones here to the near side. Bazarek lined up in a slot right side along with Evan French. McGarry is the single back. Freiberg from the pistol will take the snap. Wants to throw, a hitch and go. He's got the ball and he's going to go down. Freiberg couldn't get rid of the football, and it's a sack back at the 17-yard line. Getting in there on the sack was Gabe Ziatone, the junior defensive end. It was designed to be a hitch and go to Manny Jones down the near sideline, but Freiberg couldn't get the defender couldn't step away from the defender that time. And now a timeout taken here by Big Blue, their final timeout with 1:17 to play. They sense they can get the ball back here from the Redmen, facing a 2nd and 17. Other scores today in the CCIW. Number 10 North Central is at Carroll today. They lead that one 34-7. That one headed into halftime in Waukesha. Elmhurst with a 15-13 lead over 12th ranked Illinois. That game late in the second quarter. At halftime, it is Augustana leading North Park 14-3. In the Big Ten this afternoon, Wisconsin leading Illinois 24-10. That game in the fourth quarter. Michigan over Rutgers 35-14. That is now a final. 2nd and 14. Freiberg under pressure again, steps up, delivers, completes to Manny Jones across the 40, and Jones to the 43-yard line. 26-yard pickup and a first down for Manny Jones, the junior, out of Indian Trail High School here in Kenosha. Great job by Freiberg under pressure. They try to twist up front. Freiberg was able to step up into the play. This time he swings it out right side to Lafayette McGarry across midfield to the Millikin 49-yard line and gets out of bounds there, a gain of 8. Stops the clock with 58 seconds to play. So Freiberg now 14 of 18 for 125 yards and a touchdown. Swings it out, completes to Evan French. French down the far sideline, first down and more inside the 40, spins out of the 35-30, breaks a tackle at the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Evan French with a nice reception down to the Millikin 22-yard line. LaShawn Johnson finally got him to the turf. They'll pick up the first down. Redmond quickly to the line of scrimmage. They're going to go for it all. Looking for Manny Jones. Ball in the air. Catch is made. No, he dropped it, incomplete. It squirted out at the last minute on Manny Jones in the back of the end zone. There was a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. Redmond trying to catch Millikin that time. Not getting set, but I think they themselves might not have been set. Officials having a long discussion here. Ben Legacki is our referee.
Ineligible downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Ineligible player downfield for the Redmond. One of the linemen downfield on that pass. So it'll be a 1st and 15 from the 28-yard line with that 5-yard penalty. 39 seconds to play here in the half. Redmond trail by 2. Freiberg wants to throw over the middle, completes to Bazarek. Bazarek down the far sideline and darts his way out of bounds near the 10. He went out of bounds, Bazarek did, near the 11-yard line, a gain of 17 and a first down for Carthage. Redmond do not need to take a timeout as he was able to get out of bounds to stop the clock with 33 seconds to play. Plenty of time here for the Redmond. It'll be 1st and 10 Carthage at the 11-yard line. Freiberg will get them set. Jamel Davis now in the backfield. Manny Jones will line up here to the near side, along with Bazarek. Freiberg wants to throw, looking left, throwing left, back of the end zone, looking for Bazarek, knocked away, incomplete at the last second. Carl Coleman got in there to knock it away from Bazarek as he was trying to settle in the near far corner, or the near corner here on the right side, left side for the Redmond. It was an excellent play call there. The pass was just a little bit underthrown, and that allowed Coleman to run up underneath it and knock it away. Stops the clock with 29 seconds. Jones will line up to the right side here. Stryker and Bazarek here to the near side. Freiberg again wants to throw. Going to go to Manny Jones. Jones was thrown out of bounds, tried to get back in. He was held up trying to get back into the field of play. He got out of bounds. He was forced out as the defender pushed him out of bounds. Then as he tried to get back in bounds, was held up at the goal line. The defender back there was Jamar Jones, the nickelback.
Pass interference, defense number 25. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
So it'll be an interference call. They called it on Adonis Williamson, but I think it was 23, Jamar Jones, who was out there in coverage on Manny Jones. As it is, it'll be spot foul, spot of the foul. They'll mark the foul at the 3-yard line, and it will be a 1st and goal for the Redmen. Freiberg out of the ball game, direct snap to Jamel Davis. Davis trying to fight his way forward. He was leveled immediately by Nakia Everett. Everett, the middle linebacker, able to get in there, and Carthage will take their second timeout, stopping the clock with 13 seconds to play. Redmen have 1 timeout remaining. They'll add some time here. Carthage, they'll put 3 seconds back on the clock. 16 seconds to go here for the Redmen. Again, they've been running that wildcat formation. Davis took the direct snap, but Nakia Everett was right on spot that time to make the play for no gain. It'll be a 2nd and goal from the 2 when play resumes. Davis today, 9 carries for 38 yards. Stricker, 1 for 37. Redmen have done a nice job running the football today. Carthage with 168 or 125 yards on the ground, 168 in the air. The difference, the scoop and score, 45 yards out. Now this is Suchecki in at quarterback. Wants to throw, throws it low, and it is incomplete. Looking for Azu Williams that time. Azu Wiggum, the intended target, the tight end. And Wiggum is shaken up on the play. He tried to make a diving grab here on a low throw. Just couldn't corral it as it came out as he hit the turf. I think he just fell on top of the ball is what he did. Had the wind knocked out of him there. Wiggum, the freshman out of Rosemont, Illinois, with only 3 receptions coming into the game. Now the Carthage facing a 3rd and goal from the 2. Wiggum back up under his own power. And I think he just rolled over the football. Redmond losing another tight end here. Excuse me, they lost Pinkel, the fullback. He is out today. So they're down to true freshman now at the backup at that fullback and at tight end, Robert Lee. Again, Suchecki in now at quarterback. 3rd and goal from the 2. Wants to throw. Comes back near side. Bazarek, touchdown, Carthage. Turned around at the goal line, made the catch, and tiptoed his way in for the score. And Carthage regains the lead on the 2-yard touchdown pass from Bobby Suchecki, his 4th touchdown pass of the year for the senior out of Rolling Meadows. And for Bazarek, that is his 2nd touchdown grab today. Bazarek now with 5 touchdowns on the year. Unland on for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is up, and the kick is good. 8 seconds to play here in the half, and Carthage back up by 5. It's the Redmond 24, Millikin 19. So following the scoop and score by Loper, Redmond come back on a 9-play, 77-yard drive here in the final 2 minutes. And it's Bazarek, his 2nd touchdown grab of the game. This one from Bobby Suchecki. And the Redmen reclaim the lead here, 24-19. Again, the pass interference call against Millikin inside the 5-yard line kept that drive alive. Redmond today on 3rd downs, 9 for 10 today. They are winning time of possession, nearly 21 minutes in possession time. Neither team has had to punt so far today. I doubt that Unland will kick this one deep. The run up by Unland, the drive through the right leg, and he will try and kick this one into the end zone, and he does, in and through the end zone for the touchback. Millikin ball at their own 25-yard line. They're out of timeouts, 8.7 seconds to play. I would expect Stepina to take a knee here. Millikin will get the football to start the second half. And that's exactly what they will do here. They'll just take the snap, take the knee, and our half will come to an end here in Kenosha. An exciting first half, a defensive score, a couple of big pass plays. Redmond have recovered here after giving up the scoop and score. They come back to take the lead late here, 24-19 Carthage at the half. We'll pause, take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll run down the numbers of this first half. Right after this, you're listening to Carthage Redmond football on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP.
Please direct your attention to midfield for this afternoon's performance of the Carthage Red Hot.
Thank you. John Weiser back at Keller Field in Kenosha. We've reached halftime between the Carthage Redmen and the Millikin Big Blue, with Carthage leading 24-19. As we take a look at the scoring drives here in this first half, the Redmen got off to a opening drive here as they marched 13 plays, 68 yards in just under 7 minutes here today. Lafayette McGarry taking the direct snap on a Wildcat formation, able to punch it in from 4 yards out. The extra point by Unland made it a 7-0 ball game. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Millikin just as quickly, 7-play, 65-yard drive. This one capped off on the 4-yard pass from Stepina to Jordan Smith, his first of 2 touchdown catches. The extra point failed, and it was a 7-6, but Carthage came right back. Kyle Freiberg, a touchdown pass to Tommy Bazarek from 26 yards out, capped off a 10-play, 70-yard drive. Redmond back in front, 14-6. Carthage got a Lance Unland 31-yard field goal, compliments of the Rogalski interception. Albert Rogalski going up inside the 5, got to the football as it was slightly underthrown on a pass intended for Tyrese Hines. Rogalski made the pick at the 2, his 3rd interception of the season. And on the ensuing drive, the Redmen were able to kick a 31-yard field goal. Again, the Redmen then went, or I should say Millikin then got a 1-yard touchdown pass from Stepina. That was set up by an interference call, questionable interference calls. The pass was underthrown. The defender was Chantrell Garner. He was underneath the defender. So that set the Millikin up 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, and they were able to capitalize as Smith caught his 2nd touchdown pass. That capped off a 9-play, 85-yard drive. Then on the ensuing drive for the Redmen, Lafayette McGarry trying to pick his way up the middle, tried to bounce the play outside to his right, had the ball stripped out from him by Isaiah Blumenshine, and then Demetrius Loper scooped it up at the 45 and raced down the far sideline into the end zone for the touchdown that gave Millikin an early, or their only lead, 19-17, as again the Spellman kick failed. Carthage got the ball back, and they went 9 plays, 77 yards in a minute 41. And after an interference call against Manny Jones at the 3-yard line, Redmond on 3rd down and goal found Tommy Bazarek, Bobby Suchecki throwing the touchdown pass to Bazarek from 3 yards out, and the Redmen reclaimed the lead 24-19. As we look at the numbers here in this first half, Carthage outgaining Millikin 295 yards to 159. Redmond 125 on the ground, 170 in the air. Millikin with just 36 yards rushing, 123 in the air. Individually for the Redmen today, Kyle Freiberg 16 of 21 for 168 yards, 1 touchdown. He was sacked twice. Bobby Suchecki today 1 for 2 for 2 yards. That was the 2-yard touchdown pass to Bazrick, and he has the 1 touchdown pass. Rushing the football this afternoon, Jamel Davis 9 carries for 38 yards. Javone Stricker on the reverse, 1 carry for 37. Freiberg 4 carries for a net of 19. Bazrick 3 carries for 13 yards. Receiving the ball, Bazrick with 5 receptions today for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns. McGarry 5 catches for 25, a long of 8. Manny Jones 3 receptions for 47, a long of 26. And Sean Wells with a pair of receptions for 13 yards. On the defensive side, Emma Trost today with 3 tackles. Chantrell Garner with 2.5. Darkese Holman with 2. Amani Dennis with 1.5. On the other side for Millikin today, 159 yards of offense. Nico Stepino was 7 of 13 in that first half for 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing the football, Howard 5 carries for 25, Stepina 4 carries for 13, Jimerson 1 for 1. Receiving, Gerald Perry 3 receptions, 97 yards, a long of 39. Jordan Smith 2 receptions for 5, both of those touchdown receptions. Coates 1 for 15, Cooper 1 for 6. Defensively, Israel Smith with 4 tackles, and Quintaz Wright credited with 4 tackles, including a half sack for the Big Blue. Time of possession, the Redmen 20 minutes 54 seconds of possession compared to 9:06 for Millikin. Third down conversions, Redmond 9 of 10 today, and Millikin 2 of 4 on third down. Each team with a takeaway today, Redmond with an interception, and Carthage with a fumble. Penalties, Redmond 8 penalties for 71 yards. They had 2, make it 3 penalties on that go-ahead touchdown by Millikin on that touchdown drive, that second touchdown drive by Millikin. That was that 9-play, 85 yards, aided by 2 roughing penalties and an interference call in the end zone. And they have been penalized 8 times for 71 yards. Meanwhile, Millikin 5 penalties for 39 yards. Again, the Redmen lead it here at the half by a score of 24-19. We'll pause and take a 60 break. When we come back, we'll talk a little volleyball here at Carthage College. We'll do that when our halftime returns here at Carthage. 24-19, Redmen in front on AM 1050 WLIP. (24-19), Redmond in front of the Millikin Big Blue. John Weiser back with you. Halftime here at Keller Field. Under the lights, under cloudy skies and cold conditions here today. Well, the Lady Reds volleyball team is in Lisle, Illinois at Benedictine University today. And they are taking on currently the #1 ranked Wittenberg Tigers. Wittenberg University out of Ohio. That match just getting underway down in Lisle, Illinois. Earlier today, the Lady Reds swept MSOE in 3 sets, and that coincides with the 2 sweeps they had last night, as they swept Benedictine 3-0 and Dominican 3-0. They defeated MSOE earlier this morning 3-0 and are now taking on Wittenberg. That match going on down at Lisle, Illinois. And just trying to check in here with that one, and that match not yet up on its live stats so far. So we're still waiting for that one to get underway. We'll have soccer here tonight at Art Keller Field, a doubleheader going on here tonight. It'll be senior night for both the women's soccer program and the men's soccer team, as they'll get underway here right after football this evening. So it'll be men's and women's soccer here tonight at Keller Field, and as a final tune-up here going into conference tournament play. And there's some tournament implications here for the Redmen as far as they are concerned going into the match here tonight. They could improve their seeding here, as they will take on senior night women's soccer tonight against North Park. I checked that. I think that's old. That was last weekend, I think. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. We'll have to double check that. It's on the screen, and we'll double check that here and just make sure that it is correct. I thought they had played North Park earlier here at Keller Field a couple of weeks back. So we'll double check that and find out for you here in just a moment. As the Redmen and Lady Reds soccer programs wrapping up the home portion of their schedule tonight, as they will take on Augustana tonight here at Art Keller Field, as the Redmen will play at 7:30 tonight. The Lady Reds will get underway at 5 o'clock tonight here under the lights at Art Keller Field, and then the conference tournament will begin for the Redmen. That will start Wednesday, November 1st, so Carthage could improve their seeding just a little bit. I think they'd want to be the 2 seed if they win today. That means they wouldn't have to face North Park until the championship game of the conference tournament, so that'll be interesting. If they could be the 2 seed with a win over Augustana today, that will help. Women's soccer tonight, Lady Reds at 5, the men at 7:30 here at Art Keller Field. Other football games going on this afternoon in the CCIW, and they're now in the 3rd quarter in Rock Island. Augustana leading North Park 14-3. Number 12, Illinois Wesleyan trailing at the half at Elmhurst today. It's the Blue Jays 15, Wesleyan 13. Also at the half in Waukesha this afternoon, North Central leading the Pioneers of Carroll University 34-7. That game at the break. Big Ten scores from earlier today, as the Michigan defeated Rutgers today 35-14. Wisconsin defeated Illinois 24-10. Just about to get underway, the big matchup in Columbus, Ohio this afternoon. 6th-ranked Ohio State taking on number 2 Penn State in Columbus, Ohio. Also this afternoon down in Evanston, 16th-ranked Michigan State will take on Northwestern. Indiana is at Maryland later this afternoon. Later on tonight, Minnesota is in Iowa City to take on the Hawkeyes of Iowa. And in West Lafayette tonight, it'll be Nebraska taking on Purdue. That is your Big Ten schedule going on today. So the Badgers remain undefeated. They're now 8-0. Picking up that 24-10 victory over Illinois today down in Champaign. Hornibrook today, 135 yards passing. Jonathan Taylor, just 12 carries for 73 yards on the ground today for the Badgers, but they pick up the win, 24-10 over the Fighting Illini. They remain undefeated and continue their march toward the Big Ten championship game out of that West Division in the Big Ten. As we mentioned, the Redmen with 2 games left on their schedule. They will be on the road next week in Naperville to take on North Central. Needing a win here today to force a matchup with North Central. Trying to get that win on the road to force a 4-way tie, possibly at the end of the season. Redmen will need a victory here today to hand Millikin their 2nd loss. And also will need to get a victory over North Central. As we take a look at the standings coming into play today, Illinois Wesleyan with a half-game lead over North Central. The Titans will get a bye this coming week before wrapping up their regular season on November 11th at home against Millikin. North Central and Millikin each at 4-1 in league play, 6-1 overall. Wheaton at 4-2, 6-2 overall. Carthage coming into play at 3-2, 5-2 overall. Elmhurst at 2-3, Carroll at 1-4, Augustana 1-5, and the Vikings from Chicago, the North Park Vikings, sitting at 0-5 in the league. Basketball is just around the corner as well, as practice well underway. The Redmen will have scrimmages coming up this Thursday and again Friday, November 10th, before they open up the season, as we'll have basketball for you here on 1050 WLIP starting on Friday night, November the 17th, as the Redmen will take on Rockford University. We'll have that game for you here on 1050 WLIP starting at 7:45 Friday night, November 17th. The Redmen and Rockford men's basketball, Lady Reds basketball returning to the airwaves once again starting on Friday and Saturday, November 17th and 18th. That is just around the corner. The coaches poll came out this week for the CCIW. The Redmen were picked to finish third in the conference behind Augustana and North Central. The Redmen picked for third. Illinois Wesleyan picked for fourth in that coaches poll that came out on Wednesday. Over on the women's side, a very close poll for 1 and 2. Illinois Wesleyan women picked to finish first in the conference, followed closely by Wheaton, and the Carthage Lady Reds picked for third in that conference. And it was the Elmhurst Blue Jays picked for fourth in that coaches poll that came out on Wednesday in the women's bracket of the CCIW. So that'll be interesting as well. Again, we'll have coverage of both Redmen and Lady Reds all season long as far as basketball is concerned. Redmen will open up the season the 17th and 18th at home against Rockford, and also perhaps against Lake Forest, meeting in that championship game of the Carthage Classic that weekend. Great Lakes Christian, also a team involved in that tournament. They will take on the Foresters of Lake Forest in the first game of that Classic. And our first Lady Reds basketball game of the season on the air will be coming up on a Tuesday night of Thanksgiving week. That'll be Tuesday, November 21st. It'll be a road game in Iowa against the college, the Cohawks, and we'll have that broadcast for you on Tuesday, November 21st. That'll be a 3 o'clock tip down in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, a 2:45 broadcast. That'll be our first Lady Reds basketball game of the season. So Carthage Redmen basketball and Lady Reds basketball set to come your way here on 1050 WLIP and on the video and audio stream. We're excited to bring you that once again this year. Both teams making their way out to the field for the start of our second half. Carthage leading 24-19. We'll take one more 60 break. Third quarter action just around the corner here on 1050 WLIP. Carthage College football on AM 1050 WLIP and WLIP.com, brought to you in part by Kenosha Nissan. Check them out online at KenoshaNissan.com. by Ruffalo's 2 Pizzeria and Family Restaurant on 45th Street, just west of 39th Avenue. By Coliseum Games, southeastern Wisconsin's premier game store, just east of 60th Avenue on 75th Street. Wingstop of Kenosha on Highway 50, they are the wing experts. Something Different, a sports fan's fantasy land on 6th Avenue, downtown Kenosha. Dave's American Discount Muffler, honest and dependable service on Sheridan Road, Kenosha. Mason's Eatery and Pub, S.J. Crystal's Menswear, Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, Lou Perini's Gas and Groceries, Triangle Furniture and Appliance Center, and by Anastos Motors. Schedule your next service appointment at anastosmotors.com. Millikin will get the football to start the second half. They will defend the north end zone here in the third quarter, going right to left. Marquise Yarbrough averages almost 20 yards a return, standing deep for the Big Blue. Unland set to kick it off from the 35. On a cold and windy afternoon here in Kenosha. Temperatures in the upper 30s, but that wind chill right around 30 degrees today. Unland's high end-over-end kick will drift here to the near sideline, caught by Yarbrough at the 12. Tries to circle back to his left, breaks a tackle across the 15, and is dumped down at the 19-yard line. Kevin O'Boyle nearly got him back near the 12-yard line. As getting down there on special teams for the Redmen, Frankie Gazzano, credited with the tackle. So 1st and 10, Millikin at their own 19-yard line. They trail 24-19. So we begin the third quarter here in Kenosha. Stepina working from the gun. Will hand it off. Jazante Howard tries to probe the middle across the 20, maybe the 21-yard line where he is stopped there. Jeremy Benke off the bottom of the pile for the Redmen. Up front for Carthage, it's Benke, Freeman, Fry, and Laughlin. Your 4-man front. Linebackers Garner, Trost, and Gansky. And the secondary of Rogalski, Bumba, Dennis, and Calvert. 2nd down and 8 from the 21-yard line. Stepina, play action fake, steps up over the middle, looking, intercepted by Connor Calvert at the 45. Returns it to the 35, down the near sideline 30, 25-20, and out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Not sure what he was doing there, looking for Gerald Young, I believe, Gerald Perry, excuse me, and it was well underthrown. Perry cut to the outside. I think he thought Perry was going to cut back to the inside. And Connor Calvert was right there. It was Jordan Smith, the intended receiver, well underthrown. Connor Calvert with the pick. 2nd interception of the day for the Redmen. Carthage in business at the Millikin 21-yard line. Kyle Freiberg will lead the offense back out, trying to take advantage of their 2nd takeaway today. Lafayette McGarry in the backfield. Bazarek in motion. They'll give it to McGarry. McGarry trying to go the right side, got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard down to the 20-yard line. Wrapped up by Ramos and Quintaz Wright. Up front, it's Wright, Blumenshine, Jefferson, and Zayatone for the Big Blue. Linebackers of Brown, Everett, and Williamson. Loper, Jackson, Smith, and Johnson, the secondary for the Big Blue. 2nd down and 10 for Carthage at the Millikin 21. Connor Calvert's interception returned to the 21-yard line. Play action fake to McGarry, looking to throw. Manny Jones, corner in the end zone, touchdown Carthage. Freiberg dropping a dime to Manny Jones as he got locked into single coverage with Daniel Jackson. Got a step on Jackson into the end zone for the score, and the Redmen add to their lead 30-19. Beautifully thrown ball by Freiberg. Able to loft it up and drop it up and over the shoulder to the defender, right into the arms of Manny Jones, who makes the touchdown grab, his 4th touchdown of the season. And the Redmen add to their lead. The extra point is on the way, and it is good. Minute and a half into our third quarter, it's Carthage 31, Millikin 19. We'll pause for this on AM 1050 WLIP. Unland's kick to Yarbrough at the 2, near side 10, 15, and belted before he got to the 20-yard line. Getting down there for the Redmen on special teams, Darkeese Holman, 5'10 senior on special teams, making the tackle. They will mark him down at the 17-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Millikin there. Connor Calvert's interception return to the 21, 2 plays later. Freiberg able to connect with Manny Jones. 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon by Kyle Freiberg. He now has 14 on the season. It's 31-19 Carthage. Stepina back out there. Has Howard in the backfield. 4 receivers, 2 by 2. 4-man rush here for the Redmen as they'll give it to Howard. Howard trying to poke his way across the left side. Got to the 20-yard line, and that's it. Ball came out.
Howard on the carry.
And Howard stopped for just a 2-yard pickup. Getting off the bottom of that pile was Cedric Fry for the Redmen. Give him full forward progress out to the 21-yard line, a gain of 4. Sets up a 2nd down and 6 at the 21-yard line. Just underway 3rd quarter. Connor Calvert interception. Redmen able to go 2 plays and capitalize. Extend the lead. Play fake. They try and throw it out. Complete. Nice dart that time thrown to the Patrick Cooper who made the reception out near the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9 and a 1st down on the diving grab by Patrick Cooper. Millikin going to a bit of a hurry up here. You get Gerald Perry back on the field. They'll go 3 receivers here to the left side of the formation on 1st and 10 from their own 30. Howard gets the call, tries to go up the middle, pulled down by Trost after a 3, maybe a 4-yard pickup out to the 34-yard line. Emmett Trost credited with the tackle. 2nd down and 6. Again, Millikin in a hurry up here, trying to change the tempo on the Redmen. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Howard again going up the middle. Howard across the 35 down to the 37-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play again for Jazante Howard. Fry in on the stop. His 2nd tackle on this drive. Redmen will change personnel now. Pauscher in there along with Patrick O'Neill up front. 3rd down and short, 3rd and 3. Stepina. Play fake. Drops back, throws off his back foot, tries to lob it out there, looking for Cooper. Incomplete. Redmen had 4 defenders back there in zone coverage. Beating his case there on it was Amani Dennis talking to the back judge, talking about perhaps getting pushed off. Maybe Jogi Bumba out there looking for a little offensive pass interference. Millikin's going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 3 from their own 37-yard line. Stepina working from the gun. Now there was movement up front. I think there was a flinch by one of the offensive linemen.
Before the snap, false start offense number 83, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
83, that would be the tight end, Tyrese Hines. And they were going to go for it on fourth. Now with the 5-yard penalty back to the 32-yard line, the punting unit comes on for the first time this afternoon. Wyatt Fox on to punt, a 39.5 average along a 52. He has had 2 blocked on the year. Bazarek standing at his own 30-yard line. He'll have a bit of a wind, crosswind from right to left. Good snap. Fox gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for, and it hits one of the Big Blue defenders. Let's see who has it here. Redmond didn't touch it. I think the Big Blue fell on it here. It should be Carthage ball at the 40-yard line. Let's see here. It was illegal touch.
First touch at the 38-yard line, first down.
Yep, illegal touch there as it was touched down by contact by one of the Millikin players at the 38-yard line. So it'll be Carthage ball there. We're looking at the replay. It bounced up and hit Antoine Scott for Millikin right in the thigh. So it'll be Carthage ball at their own 38-yard line with 11:16 to go here in the third. Redmond leading 31-19. Freiberg. Play action fake to McGeary. Goes back over the middle, completes to Sean Wells. Or French with a catch across the 30, 25-20. Evan French breaking tackles to the 10. Down to the 5-yard line, Evan French. French lined up left side, ran the post route, caught the ball over the middle of the field, and runs it inside the 5-yard line. First and goal, Redmond. Beautiful play fake followed through by Freiberg on the play action, froze the linebackers, and French, last 2 weeks, has really run his routes hard. Gets one for 58 yards down to the Millikin 4-yard line. First and goal, Redmond. They'll stack 3 receivers left here. Freiberg will change the play. McGeary working as the tailback here. Now Azu Wiggum in motion, lines up to the right side. They'll run the option. Freiberg will keep it. Freiberg dives, and he's short of the goal line. Down at the 1 is Freiberg. Running option right that time. He could have pitched it back to McGeary, but opted to keep it. Got it down inside the 1. It'll be second and goal, Redmond there. Freiberg will come out. Suchecki in. Freiberg's okay. Just one of those rotations that Kyle Rooker likes. Throwing Suchecki in there. He's thrown a touchdown pass. He's actually going to line Suchecki up as a wide receiver. It'll be McGeary, Wildcat, taking the snap here. Second and goal from inside the 1. McGeary gets the snap. Second effort. McGeary into the end zone. Touchdown, Carthage College. Lafayette McGeary. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And Carthage takes advantage here of the big play, the 58-yard pass play from Freiberg to French, and adds to their lead, 37-19. Sean Wells will, no, that's not Sean Wells. That's Anthony Kudra that will snap this one here on special teams. Kiesel on the hold. Unland for the kick. The spot, the kick is up, and it is good. 9:53 to play. Will step out. Redmond add to their lead. It's Carthage 38, Millikin 19 on your home for Redmond Athletics, Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP. Return here up the middle by Antoine Scott around the right side across the 20 and hurdles the defender out to the 24-yard line. He let that ball carry over his head. It landed at the goal line. He went back to pick it up, circled back to his right, and took it down the right sideline across the 20-yard line out to the 24. That's where Millikin will start this drive. Carthage now with 378 yards of offense this afternoon. Millikin with 181. Stepina now will work from the pistol as Howard lined up in the backfield behind him. Two receivers to the left. Howard will get the call. Tries to go right side, and he is wrestled down immediately by Pete Laughlin. Laughlin, a finance major, is senior here out of Oswego, Illinois. Able to make the tackle for just a 2-yard pickup. 2nd down, 8 upcoming here for Millikin. Laughlin's been rather quiet today. He has been a force out there. 30 tackles this season, 11 tackle for losses. 2nd down, 8 for Millikin at their own 26-yard line. Perry lined up in a slot right side along with Jordan Smith. Play action fake. Stepina circles back to his right, throws back over the middle, caught by Perry, bounces off one of the defenders. That was Bumba, and then finally wrestled down by Darkeese Holman near the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9 and a 1st down, and he took a shot from the defender for the Redmen, trying to go back over the middle. It was Chantrell Garner who got the piece of him that time. Belted him hard. Again, trying to go over the middle. Catch is made by Cooper across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Gain of 12 and a 1st down. Millikin now in a hurry up. They're getting to the line and snapping the football. 3 receivers right here. 1st and 10 from their own 47. Stepina again tries to go over the middle. Ball batted down, incomplete. Knocked down by Chantrell Garner. Both Trost and Garner were on the come that time. We'll credit that knockdown to Trost. 2nd down and 10 from their own 48. 8.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd. 38-19 Redmond. 2 by 2 are the receivers. Howard split off to the left here to Stepina. Drops back. 4-man rush. Delivers the football high. Completes to Perry. Catches it inside the 40 and dropped there by Ani Dennis at the 38-yard line. 15-yard pickup and a 1st down for Millikin. Dennis there on the stop, the junior out of Wheeling, Illinois. Stepina on 1st down. 2 by 2 are the receivers. Blitz is coming, this time again going over the middle. Pass is thrown high and incomplete. Looking for Perry on a slant. Bumba on the coverage that time for the Redmen. So 2nd down, 10 at the Redmen 37-yard line. Twins either side here for Millikin. Single back is Howard. Stepina working from pistol. Now wants to run. Tries to go up the middle. Nothing doing. Bounces it back out to his right. Being traced out of bounds by Gansky. And he'll hit the sideline out of bounds for a short pickup. Maybe one, if at all. Stepina wanted to run that ball up the middle. But the Redmen had clogged that nicely. And took that away from him. Tried to bounce it outside. As Eric Freeman coming off a bit gimpy here. He's going to come out. Dylan Ramirez will check in now for the Redmen. Up front at the defensive tackle spot. 3rd down and 10 for Millikin at the Redmen 37-yard line. Big Blue this afternoon, 2 of 5 on 3rd downs. Stepina takes the snap, drops back. Blitz is coming by Garner, just throws that one up for grabs. Connor Calvert again with the interception across the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, up the middle of the field to midfield. Calvert cuts it back to the near sideline, and he'll get out of bounds across midfield. Connor Calvert, his 2nd pick of the 2nd half, but credit Chantrell Garner on the blitz, got into the face of Stepina immediately on that play, came in clean from the left side. Stepina ducked and chucked, and Connor Calvert got the pick in front of Jordan Smith. Second interception of the day for Calvert. The Redmen back in business at the Millikin 46-yard line. So Carthage getting it done defensively again today. Second interception thrown by Stepina coming in. Stepina with just 5 picks all year has 2 here today. Make that 3 here today. Rogalski with 1 earlier in the first half. Handoff goes to McGarry. McGarry stutter steps his way over the right side, inside the 45, down to the 41-yard line. A lot of John going on at that line of scrimmage between Millikin men up front. A lot of woofing. Gain of 5 by McGarry. Second down and 5 at the 41. Freiberg working from the pistol. Rolls Wells, the tight end, over to the left side. Kiesel lined up as a wide receiver here near side. Rolling right, throwing right to Kiesel, complete inside the 35. Check that, Manny Jones. 10 instead of 16. It's Jones here on the near sideline making the catch and out of bounds at the 32-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9 and a first down for the Redmen. Manny Jones with a touchdown reception today. Starting ahead of James Cobbs. Again, Cobbs out with an injury today. Was on the field for the coin flip today as one of the captains for the Redmen. First and 10, Carthage at the Millikin 32. Freiberg hands it off to McGarry around the left side, inside the 25, and knifed down at the 23-yard line. Daniel Jackson able to cut him down for a gain of 9. Second down and 1. Clock rolling, 6:20 to play here in the third. Redmen leading 38-19. 3 picks today by the Redmen defense. The third one here by Connor Calvert. Return back to the 46-yard line of the Big Blue. Freiberg will hand it off to McGarry. Stretch play around the left side. McGarry with some running room. McGarry out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 13, and we've got an injured Carthage lineman down at the 25-yard line. Another area that the Redmen cannot afford an injury is the offensive line. Joe Godlewski is out with a thumb injury. He's missing his second game this week. Jake Denauer out there with his training staff. Mike Yeager, the head football coach, out there as well. This does not look good for the Redmen lineman that is down. They're working on his right lower leg. Now he's up under his own power. It is 62, Anthony Kudra. 6'2", 290-pound junior walking under his own power. Oh, that's good to see there. Well, it looked a lot more serious with him writhing around on the turf in pain. But walking it off now under his own power is Kudra. So Kudra, the right guard, will come out. In there now is at right guard for the Redmen is going to be Travis Werner, number 77, a sophomore out of New Lenox. Check that, that's going to be Ben Bingham, the freshman out of Indian Trail now at right guard. Be an option play, the pitch back from Bazarek to McGarry. McGarry with no place to run, steps out of bounds. Foot went out near the 25-yard line. It was a strange looking play there. Freiberg taking the snap, then handing it off to Bazarek, who was in motion to the near side, dropped it back to McGarry, who looked like was going to make a halfback option pass, but then took it to the near boundary and stepped out of bounds with it and actually lost a yard. Second down and 11. Ball at the 25-yard line. McGarry is the single back, 3 receivers stacked to the left side here for the Redmen. Now it's Azu Wiggum in motion, the tight end to the near side. The give is to McGarry. McGarry up the middle, big hole, inside the 5 and down to the 2-yard line, and then got in for the touchdown. Redmen have got a flag on the play. Mike Yeager is livid to the referee here on the near side.
Personal foul, illegal low block on the offense, 15-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Boy, the coaching staff here for the Redmen just livid at the referee here on that call. It came from Ben Lagaki. It was Azu Wiggum who just simply submarined his defender. I'm not sure what there was illegal about that. That was just a simple cut block by the tight end trying to take down the linebacker from the outside. So the foul will move the ball back to the 29-yard line. Freiberg going to throw it here on a blitz, gets it off to Manny Jones on a wheel route. Jones inside the 20, still on his feet. Jones down to the 16-yard line, got most of that back. Get it back to the 15-yard line. 3rd and 12 here for the Redmen. Danny Lucido now in at a running back here for Carthage. 2 by 2 the receivers for the Redmen. Bazarek lined up in a slot left. Stricker a slot right here along with Manny Jones. French the outside receiver to the left. Freiberg wants to throw, comes back near side, looking for Jones, goes up, got it, touchdown! What a catch by Manny Jones, a leaping grab, trying to fight the near boundary, middle of the end zone, and came down with it. What a catch, touchdown Redmen. Manny Jones, his 2nd touchdown catch of the game, as he went up in a jump ball situation with Jamar Jones, the sophomore nickelback, and the Redmen add to their lead. Need to get somebody out to snap the football here. It'll be Cam Cotter. Snap for the extra point here. They were short alignment. Barker wants to get everybody set here at the line. Play clock down to 4. Snap, spot by Kiesel. The kick by Unland is up, and it is good. 45-19 Redmen with 4:34 to play here in this 3rd quarter. We'll keep it here as the Redmen capitalize on another Connor Calvert interception, this time a 7-play, 46-yard drive in just under 3 minutes. Manny Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the half and his 2nd of the ball game. And Carthage, this one from 15 yards out. And for Kyle Freiberg, that is his 4th touchdown pass today. A season best, tying mark for Freiberg. He now has 15 touchdowns on the season. For Jones, that is his 5th touchdown grab of the year. And again, the Connor Calvert interception returned to the 46 of Millikin, and the Redmen go on that 7-play, 46-yard drive, and now are up by 25. Unland's kick to Brown here on the near sideline, makes it at the 11, stepped out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Yes, he did. Line judge here coming in, ruling he stepped out at the 15-yard line. So it'll be Millikin ball at their own 15 with 4.5 minutes to play. We're watching the replay. Yep. Actually stepped back out near the 13-yard line, but we'll take it. They'll spot the ball at the 15. 1st and 10 Millikin. Nico Stepina picked off 3 times today, coming in, only 5 interceptions on the year. DeSante Howard, the freshman running back, is the tailback behind Stepina, working out of the pistol. He'll give it to Howard. Howard over the right side, across the 15, out near the 20-yard line. Pete Laughlin able to take him down that time. Laughlin able to shed his block, step up into the middle of the hole, and make the play for the Redmen. Kevin O'Boyle in now at middle linebacker here for the Redmen. 2nd down and 6. Howard again with the carry, trying to bounce it out right side, gets around Garner. Howard out of bounds across the 30, out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 13-yard scamper that time for the freshman, Jazante Howard. Not very big, 5'6", 161. Kind of built along the lines of a Lafayette McGarry. Kind of hard to find once he gets that football, that low center of gravity. 1st and 10, just across the 32-yard line for the Big Blue. Stepina wants to put it up. Play fake, now comes back, throwing left side, has a man out here, makes a grab. Did he stay in bounds or not? No, he was out of bounds. Tyrese Hines, the freshman, making that reception, but did not get a foot in bounds, diving to the near boundary. We'll have to take one more look here. They'll rule it as an incomplete pass. Sets up 2nd down and 10. Well, he was trying to run a go route just down the near numerals and then cut to the outside. And Hines made the grab but did not get a foot down as he landed out of bounds with the football. 2nd down and 10. Howard picks his way up the middle, pulled down from behind. Able to get there was Jeremy Benke on the solo tackle that time, but a good pickup. Gain of about 6, sets up a 3rd and 4. So 3rd down and 4 facing the Big Blue. They're 2 of 6 on 3rd downs this afternoon. Stepina checking for the play on the sideline. Working from the gun. Wants to throw far side and completes the pass. Ball came out. No, incomplete. 85 had it. Brown. Florian Brown had it, but then as he hit the turf, lost control of it. Connor Calvert able to knock that one away from him. So 4th down, Millikin's going to go for it here. Their last 4th down attempt was thwarted by a penalty. They were forced to punt on 4th and short. This will be a 4th and 4 from their own 43. Stepino sets up, delivers, completes to Perry on the far side. 1st down in across the 45 to the 46-yard line before Perry is finally wrestled down there. They'll move the chains forward. So they convert on 4th and 4. Fresh set of downs here at their Millikin 47-yard line with 2:45 to play here in the 3rd, and Carthage up 45-19. Stepina going to throw far sideline, incomplete. Looking for Brown again through his hands. Calvert on the coverage. Calvert with a couple of picks here this afternoon. Rogalski with the other one. They've gone away from him. They've started to look Calvert's way, but Calvert coming up with 2 interceptions today. 2nd down 10 from their own 47. Clock stopped, 2:36 to play. We're in the 3rd quarter here in Kenosha. Stepina swings it out to Howard out of the backfield near side. Howard going to be stopped at the 45-yard line and pulled down there. Good job by Trost to get over there on the help out, and Chantrell Garner also here. Garner a bit slow getting up. So 3rd down and 12 on a loss of 2 on that play on the swing pass to Howard. Third and 12. Redmond showing blitz here on the edges. Here they come. They pick it up. Stepina gets it away, looking for Perry, far side, incomplete. Amani Dennis step for step with Perry. And again, that pressure up front by the Redmen on the blitz on either side. It was Garner blitzing here from the near side. And Gansky on the far side for the Redmen. So it'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 12. Fox on to punt for just the 2nd time this afternoon. Last punt went for 30 yards. Fox gets the snap, medium rush, and gets this one away. A low line drive that dives right to the sideline near the 30-yard line. It'll go out at the Redmond 31. Just a 24-yard punt. And so the Redmen will take over at their own 31 with 1:56 to play here in the third, leading 45-19. Redmen on the road next week. They'll take on North Central. We'll be with you at 12:30 next Saturday afternoon from Benedetti Worley Stadium in Naperville. Carthage and North Central next Saturday here on 1050 WLIP. First and 10 Redmen from their own 31. McGarry picks his way up the middle across the 35 before he is brought down there. Daniel Jackson there on the stop for the Big Blue. Bring up a gain of 4, second down 6 here for the Redmen. Redmen with 485 yards of offense today. They've run 62 plays. 156 on the ground today. Kiesel in motion. He'll get the snap and he'll drive around the left side. He's submarine down. Ball came out as he was tripped up that time by Tatum Teicher, the freshman safety. He got in there and dumped Kiesel for a loss of 1. Just took him out at the ankles that time and chopped him down. The ball came out as Kiesel hit the turf, but he was ruled down at that point. Under a minute to go here in the third. Third down and 7. The Redmen 10 for 11 on third downs today. Freiberg wants to throw, rolls to his right, now being chased. Penalty marker down as Freiberg angles for the sideline, gets out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Offense number 54, 10-yard penalty, third down.
Another costly penalty here on the Redmen, their 10th flag of the afternoon. Cam Cotter, the right tackle, guilty of the hold right there in your picture. If you're watching the video, looked like he got the left shoulder pad of the defensive lineman, Jake Robinson. So that negates what would have been a first down pickup on the legs of Freiberg. Sets up a third and long now, 3rd and 17. Redmen will have to snap it here with 27 seconds to play in the quarter. Got some movement up front, but they reset. Carthage changing the play here as Freiberg with 10 on the play clock now. Gets the snap, wants to throw. Sets up the screen pass to McGarry. McGarry cuts it back up to the middle of the field and got tripped up across the 31-yard line. Demetrius Loper saving a first down there as time will run out here in this third quarter. Carthage facing their first punt of the afternoon when we begin the fourth quarter. Redmen leading the Big Blue from Millikin 45-19 on your home for Carthage football, AM 1050 WLIP.
CCIW is at fourth quarter score. Illinois Wesleyan 33, Elmhurst 15. Start of the fourth quarter, Central 54, Carroll 14. And with 8 minutes to go in the fourth, North Park 17, Augustana 14.
High snap over the head of Nick Candry. Candry's punt over his head, and he'll throw it away, incomplete. A high snap, and again, Sean Wells has been doing the lawn snapping here. Snapped it over Candry's head. He had to flag it down, threw it incomplete, so Millikin will take over at the Carthage 32-yard line. So that's been a problem all year long, the punting unit. And again, without Godlewski, who normally is the long snapper, Sean Wells, his second week in that duty, snapped it over the head. Got to keep the heels down on the turf. When you snap that back, it'll never go over the head of the punter. That's what I'm told. First and 10, Millikin at the Carthage 32. Just underway, fourth quarter, 45-19, Redmond with the lead. Defense called upon here in a short field. Stepina wants to throw, now scrambles to his left, still on his feet. Stepina now cuts it upfield inside the 30, angles to the sideline and gets out of bounds short of the 20-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 22, a gain of 10, and a first down for the Big Blue on the feet of Nico Stepina, the quarterback. Everyone covered there and got chased out of the pocket. Trost able to usher him to the boundary. First and 10, Big Blue. Three receivers here to the right. Stepina going to run it up the middle. Stepina down at the 20, maybe the 19. A little option that time, delay. Chantrell Garner was there to make the stop for the Redmen. Pickup of 3, so it'll bring up second down and 7. Again, 3 receivers to the right side. Single back is Howard. Single receiver to the left. Stepina changing the play here. 4-man rush here for the Redmen. Stepina drops back. Now under pressure, scrambles to his right. Cedric Fry flushes him out that way. Dumps it out over the middle, completes to Young, makes the catch, or Perry, excuse me, makes the catch inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. It'll be first and goal, Millikin. A dangerous pass thrown by Stepina that time. As Fry was on the chase, Stepina just floated one over the middle. That wind knocking it down, and Perry had to wait for the ball to get there. Rogalski got a piece of him before Chantrell Garner finally got him down to the turf, along with, looked like Malik Thigpen there on that stop. First and goal, Millikin at the Carthage 2. The bad punt sending them up. Jimerson trying to get to the goal line, spins his way forward. No signal yet, but we got a false start here, I believe.
Illegal formation, 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So illegal formation on Millikin will move the ball back out to the 7-yard line. For Millikin, that is their 6th penalty of the afternoon, make it their 7th penalty of the afternoon. Three receivers left. And then Carthage will take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. 13:05 remaining here in the 4th. Redmond 45, Millikin 19. We'll pause on AM 1050 WLIP. First and goal from the 7. Stepina in trouble now. Scrambles to his right, throws back over the middle. It is caught. Touchdown. No. They rule him out. Incomplete. They rule it incomplete. Perry looked like he got it. Let's take another look. It was ruled incomplete. Stepina on the scramble to his right. Threw it again back over the middle, a dangerous pass. And nope, Perry had no control of it, lost it right there as he fell to the turf. Good call. Second down and goal from the 7-yard line. 2 by 2 are the receivers here for Millikin. Stepina wants to run it up the middle, runs into his own man, inside the 5, and then scampers into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Nico Stepina, using his feet, able to run that in. Actually ran up the back of Jeremy Benke. Benke got there and then just couldn't pull him down. Redmond kind of eased off a little bit there too as he ran into his own offensive lineman. Looks like Millikin's going to go for 2 here. They've missed a couple of extra points today. So the offense stays on here for the 2-point conversion. To go as a 6-yard touchdown run for Stepina. Again, set up by the poor snap on the punt by the Redmond special teams. Stepina wants to throw for the 2-point conversion and does as he hits Tyrese Hines for the 2-pointer. So it makes it a 45-27 ball game with 12:51 to play in this one. So the 27 points given up by the Redmond today are the second most. They gave up 37 in a loss to Wheaton back in week 3. So we'll see what the Big Blue has in store here. They're down 18 with 12:51 to play, and I'm not sure if you'd pull out the onside kick here or not. I think it's a little early for that. They've been kicking these little pop-up kicks to about the 30-yard line all afternoon, and it would appear they're going to at least attempt an onside kick here based on the way they've placed the tee and the ball here. Spellman is going to attempt an onside kick here, which would be coming back to the near side, it would appear. Well, he'll kick this one away. Drifting underneath it, trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch for the Redmen. That is Dominic Lucido. And Lucido able to return it out across the 19, maybe the 20-yard line. So it'll be Redmond ball at the 20-yard line, leading 45-27 with 12:46 to play in the game. Here's where that ground game for the Redmond can get to work here. Get the road graders up front. Redmond have rushed for 155 yards today out of their 492-yard total. And we haven't seen Jamel Davis here in this second half. I noticed at halftime Davis was getting tended to here on the sidelines, so Davis has not been available here in the second half. So McGarry back out there. Tight formation here as Freiberg will duck in under center. He'll give it to McGarry. McGarry spins his way out on the right side out to the 30-yard line, a gain of 10. Lafayette McGarry with 10 quick ones there. McGarry now 14 carries for 50 yards. Moves the chains, 1st and 10 Carthage at their own 30-yard line. Redmond looking for their 4th straight win in this series. The all-time mark, trying to get that to 30, 31, and 1 all-time against Millikin. Wells, the tight end, rolls to the left side. Wiggum, the tight end, lined up in a wing to the left side, and they'll give it to McGarry. McGarry following the big guys across the 35 out to the 36-yard line where he is put down there. Nakia Everett there to make the stop for the Big Blue. A pickup of 6 for McGarry. 2nd down and 4. Again, without Garrett Pinkel, so they're using Wiggum kind of as the fullback here, along with Wells, the tight end. They'll line both of them up here on the left side. Freiberg working from the pistol now, rolls the tight end Wiggum in motion, shuffle motion now back and forth. Give is to McGarry. McGarry picks his way over the middle across the 40 out to the 41-yard line, gain of 5, and another 1st down for the Redmen. is where Carthage can go to work here on the ground. No need to put it up in the air. Leading here by 18. Really, unless you have to here. Try and keep it on the ground. 1st and 10 Carthage from their own 41. Yep, the movement up front. Brett Patton flinched off the hard count by Freiberg. Well, that's been a problem today. That's got to get corrected going into the final 2 weeks. That is the 11th accepted penalty today against the Redmen.
First down, 15, number 36.
So 1st and 15 at the 36-yard line following the 5-yard walk-off. Patton at a receiver here on the near side. Kiesel lined up far side for the Redmen. Freiberg going to run the option to the left side. Pitches it back to McGeary. Gets strung out nicely. Runs right into Mike Yeager. The head football coach lost his headset. But he's okay. Credit Yeager with the stop there. Gain of no gain. They'll actually move it back to the 36-yard line. No gain on the play. 2nd down, 15. Clock moving, 10:25 to play here in the game. Redmen leading 45-27. Millikin showing blitz here. Linebacker creeping up. Now they'll drop him back. Play fake to McGeary, passing near side. Jones makes the catch, but is tripped up immediately at the 41-yard line. Covered up on the play by Jamar Jones, the nickel back. Again, the pressure by Quintaz Wright that time, and Freiberg was able to deliver a good ball to Jones. 3rd down and 10 now for the Redmen at their own 41. Carthage 10 for 12 on 3rd downs today. Movement up front, got a free play. Freiberg's going to air it out, looking for Bazarek. Got pushed off and intercepted as it was picked off by Adonis Williamson. He's returning it down the far sideline, and he'll get it out of bounds at the Carthage 35, but this will not count as the Big Blue were offside on the play. Surprised there wasn't an interference call with that ball in the air as Bazarek got bumped off. Officials are having a discussion over this. I'm not sure what they could be talking about. Flag flew as the defensive end on the far side jumped over the line of scrimmage at the snap.
After the interception, we have a personal foul, number 38 of the defense. That penalty's declined. Offsides, defense number 38, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Wait a minute. You can't decline a personal foul penalty here. You got to mark off the play. The play counts. How can the Redmen not get a 15-yard penalty here? That is a strange call. Kyle Rooker and Mike Yeager pleading with that. So they'll mark off the 5-yard penalty here against the Redmen, or against Millikin, moving the Redmen up to the 46-yard line. Brings a 3rd and 5 for Carthage. Jones will line up single receiver right. Bazarek in a slot here to the near side, along with Stricker. Freiberg wants to throw on 3rd down. Gets it out to Wells, the tight end, dives forward, 2nd effort, close to a 1st down as he was pulled down by Tatum Teicher. See where they mark it here. They'll move the chains and they'll convert on 3rd down. Carthage 11 of 13 on 3rd downs here today. Redmen now over 500 yards of offense against Millikin today. From midfield, 1st and 10 Carthage. Clock moving, approaching 9 minutes to play. Redmen leading 45-27. And I'm still puzzled why they don't take advantage of that personal foul against Millikin. Danny Lucito on the run, up the middle, picking his way forward. Just lowers the head, moves the pile to the 40-yard line. Gain of 9 by the diminutive Danny Lucito. 5'7", 165 out of Munster, Indiana. Missed the last couple of seasons due to injury. And again, we haven't seen Jamel Davis here in this second half, and McGeary being tended to here on the sideline. Working on his upper body here on the training table. Bobby Suchecki in on this snap at quarterback for Carthage. 2 receivers to the right. French lined up in a slot right side. Bazrick in motion. Suchecki will keep it. Runs the left side. Suchecki with a stiff arm. Suchecki gets the first down to the 35-yard line, and a late penalty flag thrown afterwards. Suchecki had the stiff arm. Let's see what the call is here. Anything goes here. Waiting for the official to get through with his discussion here. Ben Lagaki.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 18, 15 yards from the spot of the foul, replay second down.
Face mask against Suchecki when he got the stiff arm out. Let's take a look. Yeah, he got it right into the cage of Kyle Ramos. As he not once but twice got it in there, so moves the ball back to the 50-yard line. That's 12 penalties today against the Redmen. That's not going to win you a conference championship. You got to get that cleaned up. Second and 10. Lucido trying to go up the middle. Millikin trying to punch at that football. Lucido covering it up. Able to do a nice job protecting the ball. Sets up a 3rd and manageable now. 3rd and 5 for the Redmen. Clock continues to roll here. 7:25 to play. Redmen leading 45-27. But if anything, you've at least flipped the field here, facing a 3rd down and 5. Carthage 11 of 13 on 3rd downs today. Just shy of 200 yards rushing today as a team. Lucido the single back. Freiberg working from the pistol. 4 receivers, 2 by 2. Freiberg going to put it up. Going for the sideline, looking for Jones. Leaping grab, makes it inside the 20. Out of bounds near the 15-yard line, Manny Jones. What a nice grab by Jones. Able to take it inside the 15-yard line. It'll be first down, Redmen. 30-yard pickup, Freiberg to Jones. Freiberg having quite the afternoon here for the Redmen. 25 of 30 for 375 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bucking for Player of the Week honors in the CCIW. Wells, the tight end, in motion to the right, now lines up wing right side. Lucido will get the call on the carry. Lucido struggles forward inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. So Lucido now with his 4th carry of the afternoon. 19 yards on the day for Lucido. Manny Jones, 9 receptions, 183 yards, and a pair of touchdowns today. The former Indian Trail Hawk. Played high school ball here in Kenosha. Carthage taking as much time as they can. They'll hand it off Lucido right side. And he gets dumped near the 10-yard line. Jackson and Ramos both there near the stop. Pickup of 4. Sets up 3rd and 3 for the Redmen. Clock continues to run here. Redmen have taken time off this clock. Got the ball back with just under 10 minutes to play. They've taken a good 4.5 minutes off this clock. Suchecki back in at quarterback here for this snap. 3rd down and 3 from the 9-yard line. They'll run the end around again to Bazarek. Bazarek coming around near side. Bazarek tried to stutter step and got out of bounds. A late penalty flag thrown as well. Demetrius Loper and Adonis Williamson got to Bazarek as he got to the boundary. And the extracurricular on the other side of the boundary will cost Millikin. Will set up the Redmen 1st and goal inside the 5. Play getting chippy here as the afternoon wears on. Bazarek then, as he spun around, got to the boundary, and then Loper had him, dragged him all the way out, and then no, they're going to pick up the flag here. So they pick up the flag. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4 here for the Redmen. Check that, 4th and 3 for the Redmen. 4th and 3 for Carthage. They will go for it. They're the only team in the CCIW that has not converted on 4th down this year. They are 0 for 14. Play clock down to 6. Going to throw it, looking for Bazarek, back of the end zone, going up, could not make the catch, incomplete. And the Redmen 0 for 15 on 4th downs this year. So Millikin will take over on downs, 4.5 minutes to play. They were looking for Bazarek, far corner of the end zone. Got a hand on the football, and as he tried to bring it in, it was Tatum Teicher who knocked it away, forcing the incompletion. So Millikin takes over on their own 9-yard line. They have 3 timeouts remaining, trailing by 18. They'll put 4 receivers out, 3 on the left side. Stepina looking left, throwing left, going for it all. Ball in the air, ball is caught across midfield, 50, 45-40, 35-30. Ball is coughed up, and it's going to be recovered by the Redmen. As getting it knocked out of his hands that time was Tyrese Hines, who made the catch, had it knocked out of his hands. Bumba able to make the recovery. Carthage with their 4th takeaway this afternoon. Hines was on his way to the end zone. He was changing hands with the football, and then it looked like Rogalski punched it out. Both he and Garner were converging on Hines. One of them got their hand in there, knocked it away, and Bumba able to make the fumble recovery. Carthage gets the ball back at their own 23-yard line. 4 takeaways by the Redmen defense today. 3 picks and a fumble recovery. Carthage wins the turnover battle today. That was one of the keys Mike Yeager had up on his chalkboard for the in the tunnel interview today. Win the turnover battle. Hit as he's thrown, ball in the air, and it is incomplete. Penalty marker down as Stricker was mugged across midfield. Freiberg took a pretty good shot that time too. He held his ground, got the ball away, but it'll be interference to call.
Defense number 23, 15-yard penalty.
Jamar Jones with the interference call on Stricker. 15 yards from the line of scrimmage and a 1st down for the Redmen. Moves the ball out to the Carthage 38-yard line. Freiberg still in the game. Will take the snap here. Lucido the single back. And the give is to Lucido, working up the middle. Lucido pokes his way across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Wrestled down by Nakia Everett. Gain of 8 on the play for Lucido. Lucido now 5 carries for 22 yards today. Check that, 5 carries for 28 yards for Lucido. Redmen have rushed for over 200 yards as a team today. 2nd down and 2. Freiberg taking the play clock down as far as he can here on this 2nd down and 2. Lucido working the right side, out to the right sideline and out of bounds near midfield. Stayed inbounds as he was tackled inbounds. Ramos and Everett were over there, but enough for a first down. Keeps the clock rolling here. So Carthage will get to 4-2 on the season. Millikin will fall to 4-2. We're keeping an eye on that Elmhurst Illinois Wesleyan game at Elmhurst this afternoon. We'll get you those scores during our post-game report. Also a visit with head coach Mike Yeager. We'll warm him up here in the press box on this chilly afternoon. Lucido again with the call. Working the right side across the line of scrimmage for a couple is Lucido. Carthage just going to try and run out the clock here. And Millikin, let's see, Millikin player down, so time has been called. Looks like Isaiah Blumenschein is the injured player. Blumenschein, the 6-foot, 255-pound defensive tackle. Well, it was a 15-13 game at the half in Elmhurst. And that game is now final. Illinois Wesleyan 47, Elmhurst 15. North Park picks up their first conference win of the year. Augustana sinks to another low depth as they were defeated at home by North Park in the Battle of the Vikings today, 20-17. And North Central hung a 60 spot on Carroll this afternoon. The Cardinals 60, the Pioneers 21. We'll get you the updated standings here during our postgame as Blumenschein's going to need some assistance getting off the field. Well, you hate to see that, particularly to a senior. To get into the latter stages of the season, Isaiah Blumenschein, a very good player, coming in 36 tackles, a couple of sacks coming into the game here today. So Alexander Clark in there now at a defensive tackle for Millikin. Clock will wind down now, 2.5 minutes to play in the contest. Wesleyan now at 6-1, North Central at 5-1, Carthage and Millikin each at 4-2 going into next week. As Freiberg now at the play clock sitting at 15, just going to put the car in park here. Wait this clock down as far as he can. Snap the ball with under 2 minutes to play. Redmond did a nice job today. They won the turnover battle as Lucido gets the carry up the middle inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Have to check out. Millikin will take their first time out here, stopping play with 1:51 remaining. Yes, if you're head coach Dan Greedy, you can't leave Kenosha with 3 timeouts in your pocket. Might as well use them here. Redmond have dominated play here today. They've run 82 plays from scrimmage today, 597 yards of offense, 220 on the ground. Millikin with just 54 plays, a total of 355 yards, 262 in the air. But Carthage with 4 takeaways today, a fumble recovery and 3 interceptions. Carthage 12 of 15 on 3rd downs today. That helped. And they've dominated time of possession to the tune of nearly 40 minutes of possession time. I mean, this is how you play it out against this big play offense with Millikin. You've got to keep Stepina on the bench. Carthage facing a 3rd and 3 from the 43 of Millikin. Trips bunched here to the near side. Single back is Lucido. Wiggum, the tight end, in motion now to the right. Lucido will get the call. Lucido dives his way forward, gets the first down. That is your ball game this afternoon. Lucido moves the chains, and that should do it. Carthage with just a couple more snaps, and they will get to 4-2 on the year, setting up a showdown in Naperville next Saturday. Well, you've been wondering here the last couple years with the resurgence of this Redmond football program, can you hang with the big guys? And the Redmen are going to find out next week just what it's all about, as first place will be on the line in Naperville, with the Illinois Wesleyan Titans idle on a bye next week, sitting at 6-1 already. North Central at 5-1 with their win over Carroll, and Carthage at 4-2 with the win today over Millikin. Lucido with the carry over the left side. Got a yard maybe, that's about it. Gain of 2 on the play. Carthage with over 600 yards of offense today. Defense has chipped in today with 3 interceptions, 2 of them returned for big yardage by Connor Calvert. Rogalski's interception thwarted a touchdown. Victory formation for the Redmen as Freiburg will take a knee here. Final snap of the game. Redmen snap it. Game over. Carthage, your winner here today. Your final from Keller Field in Kenosha. The Carthage Redmen 45, Millikin Big Blue 27. We'll step out. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll visit with head coach Mike Yeager. Run down the numbers for you. After this one, a Redmen winner today. Carthage 45, Millikin 27 on your home for Carthage Athletics. AM 1050 WLIP. I'm just going to do the second half scoring drives. Carthage College football on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you in part by the fine folks at Anastos Motors, home of the 3-day buyback guarantee. By Luigi's Pizzeria, dine-in, takeout, and delivery, 39th Avenue, just south of Highway 50 in Kenosha. Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center on Highway 50 and 39th Avenue in Kenosha. By our good friends at Lou Perini's Gas and Groceries, now offering home delivery and special cash prices on gas. That's at Sheridan Road, 1 block north of 52nd Street. By our good friends at Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, east of I-94 and Highway 50. Nobody sells for less than Lynch. S.J. Crystal's Menswear. For the finest in men's fashions, it's S.J. Crystal's Menswear, the corner of 57th Street and 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. By Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50, just west of Green Bay Road. Don't be a chain eater, eat at Mason's. By Dave's American Discount Muffler, honest and dependable service on Sheridan Road, Kenosha. By Something Different, a sports fan's Fantasyland on 6th Avenue, downtown Kenosha. Wingstop of Kenosha, Highway 50, they are the wing experts. By Coliseum Games, southeastern Wisconsin's premier game store, just east of 60th Avenue on 75th Street, Kenosha. By our good friends at Ruffalo's 2 Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 45th Street, just west of 39th Avenue in Kenosha. and by Kenosha Nissan. Check them out online at kenoshanissan.com. 45-27, the Carthage Redmen with the win here today. They bounce back after that tough loss on the road last week at Illinois Wesleyan. Come right back with a big win here this afternoon, 45-27, the final here today. Carthage led 24-19 at the half and got started rather early as they got an interception right off the second play from scrimmage to start the third quarter. Nico Stepina throwing one over the middle, and it was intercepted by Connor Calvert as Jordan Smith cut to the outside instead of the inside, and Calvert took that interception return down inside the 20-yard line, and Redmen were in business there. Carthage then went to work as it was a two-play, 21-yard drive. Manny Jones, the first of his 2 touchdowns this afternoon. Check that, his 3 touchdowns today for the Redmen, as Manny Jones gets a pair of touchdowns today, his first of 2 on that particular drive. And that made the score 31-19. And Redmen then able to get the ball back on downs, and then they get another interception, I should say, and by Connor Calvert. And this one a 3-play, 62-yard drive, and it was capped off on the big play by Evan French as he went 58 of those yards down to the 4-yard line. And then it was the 1-yard touchdown run by Lafayette McGarry that set them up here as they were able to punch it in, taking advantage of the takeaway. And with just 9:53 to play in the third, the Redmen route was on 38-19. Carthage then got a late touchdown pass on a 7-play, 46-yard drive. Freiburg to Manny Jones again. And this one, following the Connor Calvert interception return, Calvert able to run that one across midfield and dart his way out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That put the Redmen in business, and Manny Jones again able to come up with a spectacular grab as he was going up for a jump ball in the back corner of the end zone, wrestled it away from Jalen Jones, the defender, and that made it 45-19. Millikin got a late touchdown here in the fourth quarter on a 6-yard Stepina rush, and that was the final scoring here today, 45-27, your final here today. Joined now by head football coach Mike Yeager. That's got to be a satisfying win out there, spending the whole afternoon in that cold and the wind and putting one away here today.
Yeah, if you play like that, then obviously it's well worth it. You don't worry about that. No, we played well. I thought we did a really nice job, and Millikin's a good football team. That quarterback is a real deal. He's probably the best player in the league. And he makes it really, really tough on you. And we've got we did what we needed to do.
I don't know where to start, really. You talked about all the keys you needed. You won the turnover battle here today. You got 4 of them today to 1, so you win the turnover battle. You got the time of possession battle, clearly double the time of possession here over Millikin, and you got the ground game going today, 226 yards of rushing.
Well, yeah, no, I think we did everything we wanted to accomplish. The offense was awesome. I mean, as well as we've played in a long, long time. And with the injuries we have on that side of the ball, to come out here and perform like that, that's a credit to the offensive coaches, the players, everybody. I mean, it's awesome to put up, I think this says 600 yards of offense. That's crazy.
And you're missing, your fullback, your starting fullback. You're missing your star receiver in James Cobbs, and you're able to run up 600 yards of offense today.
Yeah, no, I thought the receivers stepped up, obviously, especially Manny Jones. He played out of this world today. The wind was tough today on Freiburg, and after he made a few adjustments, I think, to the wind, he played really, really well. And, when you throw for 375 through the air, that's a pretty good day.
Well, and you talk about Stepina. He's the leading quarterback in the conference. He's used to throwing for 300 yards. You got Freiburg outdueled him here today. What's impressive, I think, with Freiburg, only 6 incompletions today on a windy afternoon. 25 of 31. Did not throw a pick today, threw 3 touchdowns for 375 yards.
His efficiency has always been outstanding for us for the last couple of years. He's an exceptionally smart young man. He does a nice job with the ball. At 25 or 30, you're not going to do much better than that. That's a heck of a day.
And then you roll in Suchecki a couple of times. His quarterback rating is off the chart too, 1 for 2 with a touchdown throw on his 1 completion. But no, everybody had to step up today. And then Lafayette McGarry was 61 yards rushing. How about Dominic Lucido in the second half, rushing for 47 yards on 10 carries here in the second half? Every man on deck here.
Yeah, we need everybody. Like I said, this league is very, very good, and you're going to get to your 2s and you're going to get to your 3s over the course of the season. Those guys need to step up, and obviously that's what a lot of guys did today on both sides of the ball.
Well, in your secondary today, for as much as Stepina throws the football, I know how you preach, and that is you got to forget the last play, go back out there and make a play. And that's exactly what your secondary did after the couple of those long passes. Guys like Rogalski getting a pick at the corner of the end zone, that turned into 3 points. Connor Calvert's 2 interceptions here in the second half, leading to touchdowns. I mean, that's perfect. You got to have that mentality of forget the last play.
When you're playing receivers like that with a quarterback like that, you're going to give up some plays. They probably are the best receiving corps in the league to go with the quarterback play. So we knew we weren't going to come out here and shut them out or stop. I mean, we knew they were going to make some plays. The key was to get those turnovers, and that's what we talked about all week. We got to get some turnovers. We got to get some stops. We got to knock some balls down. And I thought we did a really nice job of that. I thought we made them one-dimensional for the first 3 quarters. They couldn't run the ball. They started to get the run game going a little bit at the end, which was fine for us because we wanted them to run it and run the clock out. But we made the plays we needed to on the defensive side of the ball today.
Yeah, I thought the defense, the style of play up front, you guys put up just enough pressure, took away some of the run, made them one-dimensional. But also third down conversions. They were just 2 of 8 today. Last week against Carroll, I think they were 7 of 12 or 9 of 12, something like that. So you took away third down. You got off the field.
That's always been, fortunately for us this year, our strength has been third down. I think we're leading the league, and we've just done a great job in that area. And that's a credit to our D-line getting pressure in most of those situations, and good coverage as well. We've been playing well on the defensive side of the ball. The stats aren't ideal, but I'm just against this defense, it's not bad. Or excuse me, against their offense, it's not bad.
I was going to say, you hold a guy that's, they're averaging close to 300 yards passing, so you kept them under their season average in passing yards. Plus, here's a guy coming into the play here today, Stepina, that, only threw 5 interceptions through the first 7 weeks, nearly doubled that here today with your defense.
Yeah, no, I think we knew we needed to give them some different looks. If you do anything over and over against a good quarterback, they're going to eat you up. So we gave him zone, we gave him man, we gave him pressure, we gave him drop. We just tried to do a little bit of everything, and fortunately, I think it worked. The guys executed it very well. Unfortunately, we gave up that last long pass. So it was a nice turnover again, but up till that point, I think we were doing much better in the pass game.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Rogalski and Chantrell there just punched the ball loose, and you never know. You never know, and Bumba was right there to make the recovery.
Well, Coach Haas always preaches just sprint to the ball and good things are going to happen. That's exactly what happened. We had 4 or 5 guys running to the ball 50 yards downfield, and then the next thing you know, you force fumble and the game's over.
Well, now you got the next game up. It's North Central, and it's a big one. And not just because it's the next game on the schedule. I think everybody in the building knows, this is where you wanted to measure yourself, measure this team, where it stands with the big guys. And when you look at the standings as we've got them right here, Wesleyan with their win over Elmhurst today, half game ahead of North Central, Carthage and Millikin and Wheaton all knocking on the door here. This is a battle for first place.
It's a battle in the CCIW each and every year. We've got great football teams, and next week's going to be a good one. I think we'll play well. I think we'll perform well. I think we'll go out there and prepare well this week. And I know our guys are excited for the opportunity.
Well, get home and get a fire going in that fireplace. It's going to take forever to warm up, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to go relax for a little bit.
All right, Mike. Congratulations on the win today.
Appreciate it.
Mike Yeager, head football coach for the Carthage Redmen, joining me up in the booth here today. We appreciate that. Carthage a winner here today, 45-27. Let's knock down the individual stats here today. Redmen, 603 yards of offense today on 85 plays, and they get 226 on the ground, 377 in the air. Freiberg today, 25 of 31 for 375 yards and 3 touchdowns. His long pass was 58 yards to Evan French, who made a nice catch here today. Bobby Suchecki was 1 for 2 for a touchdown pass as well in his time out there today. Manny Jones, the man of the hour, the transfer from UW-Whitewater by way of Indian Trail High School. 9 catches today, 183 yards and a pair of touchdowns, including a 56-yarder today. Manny Jones stepping up in the injury to James Cobbs, coming up big here today. Lafayette McGarry, 6 receptions for 33. Tommy Bazarek, 5 for 54. Sean Wells, 3 for 18. And Evan French with a couple of pass receptions today as well. As he stepped up today, and he's improved his game. I've been impressed with the way he has picked up his game here today. 2 receptions for 84 yards and that long of 58, but it's the way he runs his routes that has impressed me. He is really digging those routes hard upfield and forcing those defenders to really honor his route running out there today. Rushing the football, Lafayette McGarry, 17 carries for a net of 61 and a pair of touchdowns today. Dominic Lucido all in the second half, 10 carries for 47 yards. Jamel Davis, 9 for 38. And Javon Stricker, that one on the double reverse, 1 carry for 37 yards. The Redmen did not punt today. They had one punting opportunity. The snap went up. It was a high snap, and Candry flagged it down and then just threw the ball away. And that was the end of that. And so the Redmen officially did not punt here today. For the Millikin Big Blue, they get 355 yards of offense, 93 on the ground, 262 in the air. And again, when you look at their totals coming in, they are averaging 290 yards in the air and 153 on the ground. You held them both under their season average. Stepina today, Nico Stepina, 15 for 31. 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions coming in. Stepina with 5 interceptions on the season. Carthage nearly doubling their pleasure here today, getting 3 picks off of one of the finest quarterbacks in the Division III level. 15 of 31 for 262 yards, a long of 66. It was Gerald Perry, his leading receiver, with 7 catches for 148 yards, a long of 39. It was Cooper with 3 catches for 28. Jordan Smith, a pair of touchdown receptions today, only 2 catches for a total of 5 yards, but both of them went for touchdowns today. And with a pair of touchdown catches, he now has surpassed Jeff Query. You remember him, the former Packer wide receiver, Jeff Query. He held the season record for touchdown receptions in a season with 11, with 2 here today. Jordan Smith now the record holder in that category for the Millikin Big Blue. Hines, 1 catch for 68 yards and then fumbled that one away here late. Running the football, not much there. Jasante Howard, the freshman running back, 13 carries for 63 yards, an average of 4.8 per carry. He had been coming in averaging 8 yards a carry. Stepina, 8 carries for a net of 32, and Jimerson 1 for 1 on the rushing total. Only 2 punts today by Millikin, a total of 54 yards, an average of 27, and a long of 30 here today. Defensively for the Redmen, Chantrell Garner credited with 5 tackles, Emmett Trost with 4.5, Darkeese Holman with 4 on the day. For the Millikin Big Blue, Teicher with 7 tackles, Everett with 8, and Ramos with 6 total tackles here today. Other stats for the Redmen, time of possession, 38-46 in favor of the Redmen to 19-23, exact 2-1 time of possession here in favor of the Redmen. And third down conversions, unbelievable. 13 of 16 today on third down. 2 of 8 were the Big Blue on third down. Big Blue 1 for 1 on fourth down. The Redmen 0 for 2 officially on fourth down today. Redmen in the red zone 7 times, scoring 6. Millikin in the red zone 3 times, scoring on all 3. Penalties today, Carthage flagged 12 times for 158 yards, and Millikin 9 flags for 69 yards. Quick check around the CCIW. Everything final now this afternoon. It was Illinois Wesleyan coming from behind and defeating Elmhurst today, 47-15, the final in that one. It was North Central, big lead at the half, rolled 60-21 over Carroll today. And North Park picks up their second win of the year and their first conference win of the season as they knock off the Augustana Vikings, the Chicago Vikings 20, the Augustana Vikings 17. So the new standings now as we have them. Illinois Wesleyan 6-1, a half-game lead over North Central. Wesleyan on the bye next week. North Central at 5-1. Carthage, Millikin, and Wheaton all at 4-2. Wheaton coming off of the bye this week. Elmhurst at 2-4. Carroll, North Park 1-5. Augustana now alone in last place at 1-6. And my oh my, that program has slipped. They are now 1-7 on the season. Your final here today: Carthage 45, Millikin 27. We will be with you next Saturday afternoon from Naperville, Illinois. Benedetti Worley Stadium on the campus of North Central College. It'll be the Redmen against nationally ranked North Central. The Cardinals coming in ranked 10th this week with their win over Carroll. We'll be with you next Saturday afternoon. Our broadcast at 12:30. The kickoff at 1 o'clock next Saturday afternoon in Naperville. My thanks to Scott DeLabio, our studio engineer back at WLIP. Another fine job once again. Mike Love, our executive producer of our video stream, and John Voinovich directing our broadcast here today, doing an outstanding job bringing you that nice quality video stream. I'm John Weiser saying good afternoon from Art Keller Field in Kenosha. Once again, your final score this afternoon, the Carthage Redmen 45, the Millikin Big Blue 27. Until next Saturday, have a great week, everyone, and thank you for tuning into Carthage Athletics, heard exclusively on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050, WLIP Kenosha. Good afternoon, everyone.